needs them. Territory people need them. We want them to be there.
Yes, that's true, Charlie.
Nice to talk to you, Mary.
Nice to talk
more
to you.
Ross Tungatalams. He is just magic.
Thanks very much,
All right.
Mary.
Now, have
you.
a good night. Thank you for inviting me up.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You're
Mary.
very welcome.
Thank you.
Mary Dunn joining us. Lovely to talk to her as well, the Vice President. So the women have a strong position over on the Tiwi Islands. Not
Thanks,
always, Dominic and Tash, but now more than ever, the voices of women around football are being heard right around this country, no less over on the Tiwi Islands.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You go, Dominic.
No, totally, Charlie. I completely agree. If there's a single thing that the AFL women's competition has done, it has just smashed down that barrier in a massive way.
All right, we're going to talk more footy in just a moment. We're going to preview this game in detail.
Lorella Cochrane.
Boys. Boys. I'll give you one of my parenting tips with a house full of boys. If I was driving in the bus and they were behaving as far too noisy and being yucky, I would threaten to fart. And the only time I ever needed to do it, I locked the windows.
Weekdays from 2.
And I never had any bad behaviour in that car after that because they were too scared that I was going to fart.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lorella.
On ABC Radio Darwin and the Northern Territory.
Where
I can only apologise for that. I'm
Can I
sorry.
recover from that,
I
Charlie?
didn't listen to that promo before I played it.
We were just talking about women in sport, and that's one way to win against the boys. There you go. That's a tip.
That is extraordinary. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. Dominic McCormack, Natasha Medbury, Charlie King and Kieran Davis. I hope Kieran's still with us. No, he's about to head down to the boundary, Kieran, in all his braveness, because that blackness out in the distance suggests rain is coming.
Kieran was doing some homework, but not homework that you do for school.
No.
During while we were doing the women's grand final, we had a bit of a break watching the AFL women's game, and he's put together some stats, as Mr. Kieran does. And he's got a few good stats here. So Nightcliff versus Wanderers, and we know that the qualifying final that Wanderers beat Nightcliff 85-63. And we spoke about earlier, Charlie, on air, that it was like having two games. Nightcliff were very dominant in the first half, and then it was Wanderers in the second half. This is a different round of footy, and Nightcliff only played a week ago with conditions that were really, really hard. They would have had heavy legs, a few bumps and bruises from the conditions, and Wanderers have only had a 4-day turnaround. So the ins for Nightcliff this week are Patrick White, and the big one is Rodimer Onus, who hasn't played for about 10 or 11 weeks, I believe. So, and for Nightcliff, so they've only got two ins for Nightcliff. The outs are Seb Gilhouse.
That's
massive
a big
outs.
loss, isn't it?
Massive out.
Massive out. Tyron Downey. And for Wanderers, here we go. The team that couldn't finish the game on Tuesday, the inclusions are Simon Bates, Thomas Motlop, Brodie Martin, Daniel Motlop, Miles Warmington, Josh Wilson, and Jackson Holmer.
And Justin Smart, forgot to add that in there as well.
And Justin Smart. You didn't. That's a B triple plus, not an A for that now.
So that's eight ins.
8 ins.
And we know that Shannon Motlop's out due to suspension. Bo Capillo, Joel Walsh, John O'Miles, Keelan Fijo, and Steve Miles.
Geez, massive changes. It's been that sort of topsy-turvy year, Kieran, hasn't it?
And Wanderers that's sort of been characteristic of them all season. They usually bring in 6 or 7 players and drop 6 or 7 players out. I think they have something like 60 players who've played Premier League this season, so they have been a very transient side.
Well, that's incredible. They have 60 players who can play Premier League. Come the second semi-final, they could only bring 20 along.
Because the issue, obviously, that has been publicised quite a lot is that they have had to have played 5 Premier League games, not just 5 games for the club.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's been a major issue. Nightcliff are out there. We can see them sprinting, Tash.
That might be changed. I've heard the whispers that they might be changing that. So after 12 months of that rule being implemented as a bylaw, I've heard a lot of bylaws in the last 7 days of football, that they might be looking at to change that as well.
Well, give us the case for changing it.
Well, basically, if you've got players, a bit like if your Premier League gets knocked out like Southern Districts did, they can't have Premier League players go down and play, Division 2.
Yep.
But if they've been playing in Division 2, like a squad, I think Kieran was mentioning like a sort of squad that you submit 40 players or something like that, and then basically you've got those guys that play Division 2 that can come up, and as long as they've been playing Division 2 and, qualified for those 5 games, they can come up and play.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is in the end.
Nightcliff have just turned up. Wanderers have now come out on the ground. Dominic McCormack, when you looked at the 2 team lists, You made a comment that I want to share with our listeners. You said,
Put me in
I
it.
know you said it. I know you said it off air, but I'm going to repeat it. You said Wanderers will win. What did you say? Why did you say that?
I just look with the absence now of Seb Gilhouse. I think part of their big man dominance is really challenged now for Nightcliff. And to me, Wanderers started preparing for this match at quarter time on Tuesday night.
Indeed.
That's my call. I don't believe, I must admit, I'll say it, I don't believe that they had 7 serious injuries that enable them not to continue the game on Tuesday night. I think that they just thought, no, we're not going to worry about this here. This is going to be too challenging with 20 players against 22. We're down already. We're going to leave this be and let's start preparing for this game. They knew that they had these players here to come back. Why thrash yourselves? Let's come out here and do this. That is a tremendously strong Eagles team, an experienced team. Yes, they're missing Shannon Motlop, but they know that they can beat this Nightcliff team. And the Nightcliff team now knows that they can be beaten. I go back to that comment of Dean Rioli at quarter time of the first final.
When Kieran was talking
and
to
he
him.
just said, they haven't beaten us in a final yet. And that they haven't.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to really struggle tonight. Doesn't mean Nightcliff can't win, of course, but gee, Nightcliff are going to have to really go hard early to put some massive doubt in the Eagles' minds. I think they need to be up by a long way, I think, at half-time, the Tigers, if they're going to win this game.
Okay,
Otherwise, the experience and speed of Wanderers, they'll do it.
We're going to take that as you saying Wanderers are going to win.
Yeah, that's my tip.
That's pretty clear.
That's my tip.
Kieran's got to head down. You're heading downstairs in a minute. Kieran, give us your tip before you go.
My tip is going to be Nightcliff. I believe that their playing personnel, despite the numbers that Wanderers are bringing in, I think that their class will show through on the day. I think the extra 3 days they do have on Wanderers will be a massive impact. I believe that the Tigers will go through there.
Good on you.
The grand final.
Good on you, Kieran. Tash?
I think Wanderers, just the run and the experience that they have in the mind games as well. They might have won during the home and away, or the normal season fixtures, but when it comes to finals, it's different kettle of fish. And I think that the last game they played against each other, Wanderers come out after halftime and smashed them. And I think the mind games will still play in there. And if a storm's coming, we've looked on the weather bureau, and Kieran will keep a close eye out for that. I think if it rains, that's even going to favour Wanderers even more so.
Okay, terrific game in front of us. I think I think Wanderers have individuals that need to fire them, and we saw that the last time they played Nightcliff. Certainly Liam Patrick, who played well in the first half, just really put it together in the second half. Aaron Motlop was terrific as well. Wanderers need somebody to trigger them and fire them up. Nightcliff do not. Nightcliff just go through the motions all the time. They have a game plan. They rarely shift from it. They found out when Wanderers came at them after the half-time in the last time they played, and they didn't quite know what to do with it. They just looked like a confused team. They couldn't quite work out what they had to do to get back in the game. It's the first time all year that I've seen them confused and not quite sure what to do, and they paid a heavy price for it. I think they're going to be confronted with that again tonight.
The two best players, in that half for Tigers were Jason Cole and Brodie Philo, and they just went missing after half time when, as you said about the confusion, the only player that tried to stand up for Nightcliff was the coach, Troy Coates, and unfortunately he couldn't be all over the ground. And I just think they missed too many targets around the ground as well. With their kicking can let them down, and Wanderers just with that run and carry, they were using Pagan's paddock, and they back their speed, and they know they've got the speed over Nightcliff.
All right. Give us your thoughts on an X Factor. I'll give you mine. I reckon one X Factor for Wanderers is going to be Adam Tipping-Woody. I reckon he's just feeling his way back into this side. We're starting to see the best of him. And I reckon for Nightcliff, the X Factor might be McHarg, who we've just saw a couple of weeks ago. He was sensational. Dom, you got a couple?
What a great player. Look, for Nightcliff, I think Jonathan Peris, has actually been in quite good form at half-back. So I really like to see him continue that and take his game to another level. I think he's quite dependable, and he's really improved in the second half of the season. For the Eagles, Daniel Wheater is a mighty player, and what a great defender he is. He did not stop trying on Tuesday night. He was outstanding, and I think if they get into trouble in the midfield, I'd love to see Dean Rioli pull an old John Taylor trick where you take your greatest fullback, Damien Burdo, and put him into midfield. Daniel Wheater could play midfield.
Tash.
I think Liam Patrick, I think he can change the game. For Wanderers team, just stole my other X Factor, which was Adam Tippenwoody. That's why you started first, Charlie. And with the Nightcliff, I think the X Factor is Jason Cole. If he has a good game, he could get up to 40 touches and just really make a difference.
You're listening to the footy from Marara Stadium in Darwin. There's lightning in the distance, which means rain's coming, but it may not come to this stadium. We've seen it in the past where that storm heads towards us and then splits and goes around us. We hope the rain stays away, but the game's about to get underway. It is the preliminary final to the winner. A spot in the grand final against St Mary's. The loser goes home. Dominic McCormack to get us underway.
Thanks very much, Charlie. Lining up in a ruck tonight for the Eagles, Joshua Wilson. And for the Tigers, the big man who did not play in their last final, Fraser Thurlow. You speak of X Factors, this big man could be one of them. Ball bounced, Thurlow high, Wilson gathered, went off to Cole, Philo, quick kick out, VV tracking it, couldn't get hold of it. Lovely handball comes up to Clifton. First clearing kick for the Tigers, and a beautiful one it is too. Kwame McCarg takes the mark, 40 from goal, 45-degree angle, must go back and have his shot.
He really showed his pace then, didn't he, Dominic, just to break away on that lead. And he just left Leslie Moroney behind in his tracks. So I think Daniel Weech was the player to go on him.
Not slow as Leslie Moroney, so for McCarg to gain such distance in front of him, he's done very well. A noted goal kicker he is, crosses 50, veers right, it's a poor kick, falls short, and there is that man, the ever-present Daniel Weetra, takes the mark.
And runs out of the square, gets onto his right boot, chips the kick, puts it in short and into the hands of Justin Smart. And he's got it on the half-back line and goes back at right angles, back into the goal square, gives it to Daniel Motlop, spears it out to the opposite pocket. Wanderers just playing around with the footy at the moment. They haven't gone up the line yet. This kick's a little better, up to the 50-metre line, and the mark taken out there for the Eagles. Nothing much on offer. It's in the hands of Jared Erlinson. He steadied it down. Gee, it's a steady Wanderers start, isn't it?
It is for Wanderers standards. Just watching him here, Charlie, and they're looking to hit a target instead of run away with the ball and just blaze away for now, which is unlike Wanderers to start the footy like that.
Kick knocked over the boundary line, throw in front of the scoreboard.
Boundary throw in it will be. Aaron Motlop prowling around, so too Clifton. VV there, but although he will not contest the ruck. Thurlow against Wilson again. Thurlow won it down. No clean possession at ground level. Tracking the ball, the Tigers. No one can pick it up. Coming through strongly, there was Drogamullah. Got a handball away to Aaron Motlop up into forward 50. Mark dropped by Taban. Under pressure now from Holmer. Can they extract the Eagles while they're in forward 50? They can. Handball came out, but it goes straight to a Tiger. Now cross half back. Jonathan Peris to calm the players down here for the Tigers.
Wins it on the half-back line. Kick is good. Up along the wing.
Good
out in
pick up.
front of Julian Lockwood. Seen over the boundary line. Ball and all. And the umpire will throw it in.
For a big man, he's really agile as well, Julian Lockwood. He's missing at the start of the season. He's a great player for the Tigers that can chop out in the ruck with Thurlow, with Gilhouse not playing.
Throw in here, almost directly down in front of us. A good throw in too it is. Getting at the back, the punch away was a real strong one from Josh Wilson, did it well. Liam Patrick's in space, he's running away. Adam Tippenwoody gets on the left boot, goes looking for Patrick, finds him, got his hands on it, dropped it right at the 50-metre line. Whistle's gone, free kick to the Tigers in defence.
Duncan to take the free, right back pocket. Goes very short, no mark taken. Tiger defender under pressure here. The kick's going to fall short. Read well initially by the Tigers. Thomas Motlop comes in to put some pressure on. Farrell Nelson, it may have been, who took possession there at half back. They begin to clear. The kick comes out now to centre wing. Lockwood takes the mark. Left centre wing. Scoreboard side. Goes deliberately now looking for Nalkin. Jumps high, takes the mark well in front of Mitchell Taylor. Bounces to the ground, plays on quickly. Long kick towards the goal square.
Oh, well done.
Reading it well, Leslie Moroney takes the defensive mark.
Oh, great mark, Moroney. Spears it up the middle, was good. Finds VV inside defensive 50 at centre half back. Kick goes out wide. Gives it to Nook Mansell on the run. Got onto the left boot over the top of Clifton. No, it didn't get over the top of Clifton. And Big Ben takes the mark.
Clifton did well there, delivered the ball short, goes to Ryan Moo, handballs off immediately to Philo. Was pressured there from Cabillo coming off the bench, but it was good enough to get his kick long, cut off beautifully Daniel Motlop deep in defence, takes the relieving mark and switches play to McLean.
McLean runs out of the back pocket. Plenty of space in front of him. Has a bounce, can take another if he wants. Does just that at the 50-metre line. Long raking handball over the top. Into the hands there of his teammate and Brodie Martin. Sends it up the half forward. Errant kick rolls towards the boundary line. Out in front of Jackson Holmer. Over for a boundary line throw in.
Kieran?
Yeah, you spoke about Weecher probably going to McHarg at the moment. He's on Coates, and Moroney picking up McHarg might be a good switch to put Moroney on the player coach.
Boundary throw in, players settling. Warmington coming onto the ground for the Eagles. Again, Thurlow against Drogamuller on this occasion. Drogamuller won it down. No one can pick up cleanly, and again, the boundary line will be the winner.
If you told me it was 4.5 minutes into the game and still not a point for either team, I wouldn't believe you.
Well, believe it, Natasha Medbury. Boundary throw in here, half forward for the Eagles. Wilson again to go up in ruck against Thurlow. Wilson using his weight advantage very nicely there. He's shorter, but he's a very stout player. Up into forward 50. No mark taken. Brendan Motlop couldn't gather. The Tigers now again under pressure in defence. A handball comes out from Duncan, thrown to the ground. Perhaps should have been a free kick. Quick kick comes out. The mark taken for the Eagles by Jackson Holmer, and he will have the first deliberate shot at goal for this evening.
Yeah, it looks pretty confident, going back to well within his range. Breeze is slightly going across the field, so he's going to have to aim for the furthest goalpost.
It's about a 35 to 40 degree angle, right of centre. McHarg, of course, had a shot down the other end for the Tigers. This is the Eagles' first shot at goal. What can they do? McHarg didn't make the distance. His kick was horrible. Holmer will make the distance, but he has scored a behind. So almost 6 minutes down in the first quarter, the Eagles are the first ones to hit the scoreboard with a behind.
Taban is an interesting choice to go on Holmer. Be interesting to see how they go. Just outbody him every single time, but Holmer has the smarts.
Tigers decide to come out towards the Morris Rioli grandstand side. It's a good kick. Jumping high down there was Cossack. But they win it from the half-back line. The Tigers kick it up towards the wing. Daniel Motlop with the charge at the footy. Oh, he brought the player down in front of him illegally. It wasn't the right thing to do. And the free kick will go to Nalkin out on the wing.
He was worried about the speed then, Charlie. Professional foul, that one.
It was, and the short kick was good. Into the hands of Baird. Sets it up inside 50. Front position of Tigers. Great mark taken down there, McHarg. Wow, I took it on the other side of the ground a short time ago, made a mess of it, Tash. This time the mark was terrific. I don't think you'll make a mess of this one.
Yeah, he's a big game player, as Kieran spoke about before. He's won a few best on grounds in his grand finals that he's played in, and he was a bit quiet the last game that he played against Wanderers. Had a good first quarter and then faded out of the game, so be looking to start with a goal on the board.
Kawami McCarb inside 50, gets up, lines up, hits it nicely, keeps it out to the near side, comes up with a minor score, scores level at the 6 minute mark. A point apiece.
Yeah, 2 missed opportunities there by McHarg.
Gee whiz, he's got the advantage, size and strength,
He
Natasha,
does.
over Moroney. They are winning that matchup easily right now.
I guess they must think it's the speed. That's why they put him on him.
Wheatrap. In fact, it was McLean with the kick out. Lockwood just belts it back into 50, so too does Clifton. Mitchell Taylor gathers. He was calm, does beautifully, spots up Justin Smart at centre wing. Could have handballed on, decided not to. Goes with the left boot, long kick, one out to Ban. Liam Patrick. Patrick at the back, has more pace. He's held on to clearly, pushes the ball over the boundary line and will get himself a boundary throw-in.
Oh, wow. That was a free kick.
He was held on to, surely.
Yeah, he was held on to. Free kick every day of the week.
Throw in down in the forward line here. Going to be a great battle down there for Liam Patrick and whoever's on him. It was Taban. That time it goes to move from the tap down. Scrambles a kick up towards the wing. Got over the top of VV. Gets to Daniel Motlop at the back. One way and then the other. Little short kick off the right boot was pretty good. Gave it to Thomas Motlop. Spears it up
Good
forward.
kick.
Wow, that's a good kick.
Good
a
mark
real
too.
strong kick and a big strong mark taken by Warmington. So he's about, Tash, he's about 35 metres out from goal, about 8 metres in from the touchline.
Thomas Motlop just lowered his eyes there and then instead of blazing away into the forward line and found Warmington. But great hands from out in front, under so much pressure from Patrick Taban.
Miles Warmington. Yes, Dom signalling there with his hands stretched out in front of him. That's exactly what Warmington did and wouldn't let Taban reach it. Taban stands on the mark. Warmington goes back a long, long way. Now he walks towards the 50, gets a little skip going. It's not the best approach. Gets onto the right boot, starts it at the left goal, swings it back late, through for a goal.
Good.
Wanderers get the first goal of the match.
Great goal to Warmington. Just went back and kicked that one truly. Used the breeze as well. There's a slight breeze out there going across the field towards the golf course and at the scoreboard, sorry. And, yeah, just a great kick. But, again, we just look on the replay. We're just watching the replay here, and Daniel Motlop just poised there. Found Thomas Motlop with a probably 15-metre kick, if that, and Thomas just lowered his eyes and found Warmington with body work from Patrick Taban, but he still managed to hold on to the ball.
Ball back in the middle. Interesting moves in defence here for the Eagles. Wheater is on. McCarg, Maroney now onto Farrell Nelson. The ball tossed high in the middle. Thurlow up against Wilson again. Thurlow wins it easily. Coates tracks it through the middle. Great shepherd from the Tiger midfielders. Kick up. Cut off beautifully there by Maroney. Good contest at half forward. Crash, bang, they went. Handball comes out. No one can take it cleanly. Moo goes in with the tackle. Lovely sweeping handball. Justin Smart had 2 grabs at it. Handball's off to a teammate and his captain, Erlinson. Erlinson chips inside forward 50. They've got that working beautifully at the moment, the Eagles. Holmer takes the mark 2 metres in from the boundary.
Jackson Holmer stands at the 50-metre line. Looks, he was going to go inboard for a second, changed his mind. It's going to take a mighty kick to get it from there. 7 points, plays 1. 9 minutes gone, Wanderers in front. Only goal kicked by Warmington. Here's Holmer, gets close to the man on the mark, loads up and kicks. Oh, it looked good off the boot. Then he just misses to the near side. Comes up with a minor score.
Even the Melbourne Demon ladies that are out watching this game all got up as one then. That must have only just missed, Charlie.
Tigers bring the ball into play. Target was Thurlow. Takes the mark. Kicks long, looking for Patrick White. That's a terrific kick from the big man. White doesn't let him down. Gathers, kicks long. Another terrific kick from the Tigers. Well done. Mark taken there by Adam Baird. Who's he going to go to? He's going to go to the lead of McCarg. Didn't reach him. Gets him on the second bounce. Now the handball to Philo. Snaps from the right forward pocket. Probably had a little bit more time, and he kicks a behind. They look nervous, Tash.
They did, and Patrick White probably didn't have enough communication within them and to shepherd because he did have more time, Philo.
Mitchell Taylor gets it up the corridor, kicks it out wide, bounces out of the hands there of Maroney, who was on the opposite side a short time ago of the ground, kicked out wide. Ball lands on the ground. Chance here for Nightcliff to bring it forward. They do inside 50. Pack forms. Big climb over the Mac. That is a sensational mark. Taken deep back there in defence. What a beauty.
Oh, Daniel Wheater, what a grab. Plays on here to Neil Vivi, who is proving dangerous already. Goes to Smart, equally as dangerous. 4th possession already, coming up for his 3rd kick. A long one it is. A long one. Will bounce once. Goes to Drogamulla. He steadies. Snaps towards the goal square. Taban tracks it well. Good contest between he and Holmer. Bounces through for a behind.
And he had Simon Bates in the corridor there, was running as he does like a greyhound, and probably could have given that one over onto the corridor.
Tigers to bring it out. Thumping kick. It's a long one outside 50. High fly down there by the Eagles. Ball lands on the ground. Good work in defence here by Nightcliff. They go backwards through Kyle Cossack. Tries to go across the 50. Lost it. Ball picked up there by Warmington. Little kick inside 50. Good. Measured nicely. And Eagles are going to get another shot. Ball in the hands of Holm. Can he do a little better this time? Angle's a little better. Not quite as severe. Distance about the same.
They look more nervous, Nightcliff, Charlie. Just the backline defence there. Just a dinky kick over and just wasn't attacking the ball, the Nightcliff player.
So Holmer, he's a long way back outside 50. The distance between him and the man on the mark is about the same distance as the man on the mark and the goals. He kicks from a long way out and he swings it out to the left and he misses and comes up with a minor score. Maybe early match nerves for both teams, Tash.
Yeah, that's a bad miss again by Holmer.
1 goal, 4 to 2 points. Wanderers in front.
Tigers bringing the ball into the play. Target is Clifton. Wonderful kick in it was too. Clifton's taken that a metre in from the boundary, in between 2 Eagles. Precision kicking. And they need it at the moment. Wanderers, all in their forward half. Clifton goes across the field, goes to Cossack, and that's Patrick Cossack. Kicks long up to half back. Thomas Motlop thumps it back inside 50. Tippenwoody putting pressure on. The push through comes by the Tigers. Gee, they're under pressure here. Farron James not handling the ball well. Free kick given. Play on advantage. The kick comes to Thomas Motlop. He's got time. He's got a little bit of space. But looks like he might be going to have the shot on goal here, Natasha.
He looks confident, and this is well within his range as well, Thomas Motlop. We've seen him kick some awesome goals over the years.
Saw him kick 10 in a match once, Tash, a long time ago.
Man at 48, he's 10 metres in, goes to 49, kicks on goal, and that is a terrible kick out of bounds on the full. Well, then, Natasha, they are not getting the advantage of their forward entries at the moment.
No, definitely not. And just the penetration there just really lacked as well. The breeze has died down, so that's no excuse.
So,
But again, Nightcliff just can't hit that target.
1 goal, 4 to a couple of points, 13 minutes gone. And the ball's gone out of play over on that 50-metre line for a throw-in. I was just keeping an eye on Julian Lockwood running on then. I didn't see the player come off. That's what I was having a look at. Pack forms here. VV got the handball out straight into the hands of a teammate in Brodie Martin. Kicks it up high inside the 50-metre line. Lands on the ground. Nightcliff on the rappel. Kicks it out wide. Wanderers equal to the task. Cut it off out there on the wing. Can run back in towards the corridor. It's a high kick. Nightcliff in good position. Ball goes to ground. Grabbed on the charge there. Joel Cabillo set sail for goal. Misses out to the right, and he missed by a long way. He came up with a minor score.
Another miss. These might be costly to come back. That's 5 behinds. And an out of bounds on the full.
Brodie Philo plays onto himself, being pursued now by Tipungwoody. The long kick again. The target was Clifton, if not Lockwood. Lockwood crashes the pack, and that pack was Daniel Motlop. Motlop goes back in, however, goes in hard. Joel Cabillo fighting for it. Flicks the ball out, but only as far as Carl Cossack. Great chase on him by Mitchell Taylor. Ball clean bowls Thomas Motlop, but not VV. He gets it out wide with another dinky little kick. Mitchell Taylor didn't hang on to it. Clifton just bowled him over. Got the handball away. Tigers now kicking up in towards forward 50. Nalkin paddles the ball to himself. Beautifully done. Will keep it to himself. Didn't need to do that. Didn't need to do it. He has the great kick on goal. Bounced beautifully and then into the post. In hindsight, should have handballed to McCarg.
Yeah, should have. Even though he tumbled that from 45 metres out.
It was a great take. Wanderers have it now across their half-back line. The clearing kick was quick. Umpire calls the play on. So from the back pocket, the kick goes out towards the wing, stays on the boundary line and then over.
I'm still in awe of that last opportunity, Charlie. Everyone was willing it through, but you're right, Dominic. The hand pass was on and a clear run into goal.
So you can see on his knees down there is Isaiah Farrell Nelson. What a dangerous player he'll be. Throw in here on the wing on that far side of the ground, or just forward of the wing to the Nightcliff end, if you like. Simon Bates, our first look at him tonight. Got a touch on the footy. White doing some good work out of there. Philo caught in the tackle. Good work by VV, got the kick away, out towards Taban under pressure. High kick inside 50, pack forms, McCarg in the middle. Did he take it? No, he didn't. Yes, he did. He'll play on, kicks around the body, high up and under kick. It's not going to travel the required distance. It lands on the ground. Julian Lockwood gets there, driving tackle into the ground. Mitchell Taylor closing to hold it up. Whistle goes, Nightcliff give away a free kick. Eagles have it in the back pocket.
I thought he was going to give it away then for a push in the face that Mitchell Taylor gave to McHarg.
Well, the Wanderers player was thrown into the ground was the ruling of the umpire, and we can see it on replay. It's Erlinson. He's got him now, Julian Lockwood, and that's exactly what he did. So the kick comes out good to the 50-metre line for the Eagles.
Mark taken here for the Eagles, setting play down. Martin it is. Directing traffic. The umpire's going to direct him to play on here. He's trying to give a handball away. Cole was in pursuit. He needs to run around him, and he does. Kicks long down the corridor. Good kick. Thurlow almost takes the mark. Can't do so. Under pressure there, Duncan. Flips it over the boundary line. And the umpire says that's just fine. We'll toss it in.
No deliberate about that, Dominic.
So throw in over on that far side of the ground. Eagles with VV doing the ruck work, reached over the top, did pretty well. Handball was slick by Ferreira. Kick inside 50 is okay. Front position down there for the Eagles, not able to take the mark was Drogamullah. It lands on the ground. Wanderers desperate for the footy. They can't get it. Liam Patrick rather went looking for it. He couldn't get it. Wanderers player underneath a stack of Tigers there. I don't think it's going to come out. Umpire has a bit of a look for a while. It did come out somehow. And he's just letting the play go on. You're right, Tash. Wanderers trying to take it forward. Handball came out to Drogamullah. Wanderers with a little kick forward now down towards the goal line. Simon Simon Bates takes a mark, then plays onto the left boot, snaps for goal around his body and kicks the miraculous goals. Simon Bates gets one for the Eagles.
And he was one of the players that was missing on Tuesday night, Charlie, and he's had an impact already as soon as he's come onto the ground. I was just wondering what position he was playing. He was on the wing and he's worked his way down into the forward line, and that's a great goal.
2-5, Wanderers to 3 points. The Tigers quickly down to Kieran. 8 shots to 3. What do you think, Kieran?
Yeah, interesting to see. There's a bit of spattering of rain about. Hopefully it doesn't become too bad. The ground, as we talked about earlier, is pristine. I went out there earlier. Very fluffy.
Correction, 7 shots to 3, Dominic.
A little bit of confusion down here, Charlie. Natasha, what are you saying?
We were just watching, and there was 6 players on the bench there, and 2 had to run on, which was Daniel Motlop and Smart.
Wanderers normally come too short, don't they?
Yeah, they're not used to having 22 players.
Good one, Charlie King. That was fast.
Thurlow wins the ball out of the middle. Great ruck work. Goes to Martin. He couldn't handle initially. Went back in and had another crack at it. So too Nook Mansell laying the tackle. Jason Cole. Tigers through Paris, coming out to White, tackled as he kicked. Lovely kick in the end, mark taken by Coates. What can the coach do? He's got a team under pressure here. Lockwood calling for it. Farrell Nelson trying to create some space. Coates just said, I'll have a crack at this myself. It's a poor effort in the end and veers to the right. That's a panicked kick to me.
The coach wouldn't be happy with that, would he?
No, he wouldn't be, Natasha.
I reckon he had a 50-50 on that because McHarg was down there as well. He thought, I'll either score or I'll get it to McHarg. He didn't get either of that. Went through for the minor score. A little short kick comes out for the Eagles. Handball comes out wide, done pretty well by Leslie Moroney. He's been okay in defence. Little kick out towards the wing. Spillage almost got to Ferreira, pushed out wide. Cleaned up there by Adam. Baird goes backwards, gives it out on the wing. Little kick inside 50 is okay. Strong mark. Fraser Thurlow gets onto the right boot from a long way out, loads up and bombs it long, it very long, all the way from 50. Tash is right, he kicks the goal.
He's a goal-kicking ruckman, Charlie. I think in his in the other competitions that he plays in other states is that he's a full forward. And you just look at the size of him, but his power of his leg, as we see Jonathan Paris comes from the field for Nightcliff Tigers. If there's any serious, just keep an eye on him, please, Kieran, because he'll be a big loss for them if he's got a serious injury. But we just watched on the replay here, and Cossack was just shimmying around. He takes the mark, and Thurlow just sees there's no one back in the goal square, and he's booted that from 65 metres out, and it bounces on the line and through for a goal.
Reminds me of a man called Peter McGann, used to play for Nightcliff all those years ago, remember?
I do, Charlie.
Big, strong ruckman who could kick a goal. Dominic McCormack.
Ball back in the middle. Wanderers 17, Nightcliff 10. Good bounce in the middle. Favoured Thurlow. Went through and won it straight to Cole. Bursting through midfield beautifully. Best run from him tonight. Kick on the first bounce. Gets to McHarg. Handball backwards, hoping there for a teammate in the form of Holt Fitz. Didn't find him. Mitchell Taylor cleans up. Gets it to Smart. By hand. Goes to Brenton Motlop on the left boot. Kick was too cute. Falls in the hands of Moo, took the mark, bounced off an opponent in Martin, played on quickly, goes to Cole, Cole out wide, that's a bit cute indeed. Somehow Holt Fitz gets it to Moo, dances around, he's still got possession, did beautifully, can he finish?
Done.
He can finish, what a kick that was by Moo. Tremendous play, and the ball ends up in the hands of Adam Baird. That was brilliant from Ryan Moo.
If the producers from Dancing with the Stars are watching, they'll sign him up for the next series, Charlie, because he danced around 3 or 4 players and then he hit the target pinpoint perfect.
He was just superb. Great call, Dom. He was just fabulous, Ryan Moo.
Had to finish off, and he did it. Speaking of finishing, Adam Baird, right of centre, will kick from 45, crosses 50, kicks on goal, and he's let Ryan Moo down badly. That's a terrible miss, and in there is Braden McLean letting him know all about it.
It was where he was looking, Tash, when he kicked.
It was, and there's no breeze whatsoever to speak about. The flags are dead still.
Daniel Motlop, spearing kick straight up the middle to Erlinson, gets it outside 50. It was a wonderful kick and a great mark by Erlinson. Onto the right boot he goes. He wants to get it over the top. He did. He managed to do that. Farron James was in the way, but it got over him. Brodie Martin sends it forward for the Eagles down to 50. Little kick off the ground. Didn't work. They were holding on him. I think it's going to be a free kick. Advantage played. Off goes Liam Patrick. He'll go all the way. He'll run in and kick a goal for the Eagles. They gave away the free kick. Advantage went. It was a goal.
Yeah, good goal. Smart play by Liam Patrick because one of the umpires was calling it back and the other umpire said play on advantage, and Troy Coates has gone straight to the umpire and said that you were the one that was calling it back, and he's still remonstrating with the umpire now, which is unlike Troy Coates.
We'll give Troy a tip here. He won't change it.
No.
Not going to change it. And the call, I think, Charlie, to be fair, I think it was right. Liam Patrick was in metres of space. Yeah, we're just watching it on the replay here. Liam Patrick played that whistle, kept going, kicked the goal.
Everyone else stopped, but that's playing advantage, isn't it?
That's playing the advantage.
3-5 to 1-5. Gee, they're both inaccurate, but Wanderers in front. 22 minutes gone, first term.
Lockwood in the middle for the Nightcliff Tigers. Got it down to Clifton. Clifton got it out to Cole. Cole was hit hard. The hitter remains on the ground. Ball, however, up to centre half forward for the Eagles. Drogamullah gathered. In fact, it was Warmington. Gathered, got a handball away. Nightcliff can't handle cleanly. They're being tossed around here. The Eagles' defence coming in strongly. Driven into the ground there by Braden McLean and Cabillo. Great tackling, and the ball will be held up at half forward here for the Eagles.
Coach is a little bit worried about the umpires here and just needs to go back and play his game and live for his players.
Just a little more physical at the moment, the team in the blue and gold. They get the kick inside 50. Siren brings it to a close. Stunning first quarter of footy. That's what we've come to see. Tash, give us your comments on it. Wanderers in front at quarter time. 3 goals, 5. Nightcliff 1-5.
A game of two halves. It took over 5 minutes for the first point to be scored for either team, and it started with the first 10 minutes for Wanderers, and the last 10 minutes of that quarter was definitely Tigers coming home with the charge, but wasted opportunities by both teams.
Interesting to see, Charlie. There's a byplay as they come off, and Taban again mouthing off, trying to get inside Neil Vivi's head. You can see Neil Vivi's just lapping it up and going back to his team saying, come on, fellas. Now, Taban's mouth...
important. And with a 15% online discount, it's now easier to get TIO comprehensive car insurance. TIOFI.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Life. So full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets. So you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball. All new women's zone from running to yoga. And Intersport Kids Zone. All ages, performance footwear and apparel. Plus the new dedicated football zone. All year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Then they all coached her in to go out there and represent the Buffettes in the grand final sprint, and off they went. and she won only just by a point of a second, I think it was, to one of the points ladies. But yeah, and all the players got around her, so I reckon that $700 would be over at the bar somewhere with the Buffets team celebrating, having a few Cokes and soft drinks and maybe some food.
As they normally do. Kieran Davis is down there somewhere. A lot of people out there for a kick. They just couldn't wait. Lots of kids here. Always great to see. I love it every time. Kids, you see it in suburban footy. They can go out and have a bit of a kick around, and no one will ever want to change that. No one would dare ever want to change that. It's what the kids and families come for. If you've just joined us, it's quarter time here. It's the preliminary final. Wanderers leading by 12 points. 3 goals, 5 to Nightcliff, 1 goal, 5. What about the pace and physicality of this game, Tash Medbury?
Oh yeah, it's hot footy out there, and it's just interesting to see the two huddles and the support that's around. I think if I was a Tigers player, I'd be feeling the pressure of my supporters that are down around that huddle. I reckon there's 30-odd supporters down there around that huddle of Nightcliff compared to maybe 15 for Wanderers, maybe even 10 apart from the coaching staff. But if our listeners down that are listening to us, is that the pressure that are on these players and the coaching of Nightcliff. They haven't won a flag for 52 years, I think it is.
1964.
And it's just they are under so much pressure. Wanderers would just be thinking, there's not much on us. They're thinking they're the underdogs.
They're all fighting for the underdog status. We can see Kieran Davis standing out there, and walking past him just a minute ago, Dominic McCormack, was Maury Ryan, who's walked back into the Wanderers huddle, won the Nichols Medal for Wanderers, I think, about 1967 or something like that, a long, long time ago. Wow. And he's well respected around the Wanderers camp, and just him walking out there would mean quite a bit to that team. I'm pretty sure about that.
Oh, he's a bit of a star, isn't he, from those days? Before I was born, Charlie, I'm pleased to say. So I certainly don't remember it.
Well, the Nightcliff huddle is broken. They've headed away. Players walk out to the team. Those supporters who have been hungry for such a long time are waiting for the opportunity to get a grand final. Let's see if Kieran's got anything for us. Kieran.
Yeah, just looking to hook up with Dean now.
So Dean Rioli about to walk up alongside Kieran Davis. You're with Kieran.
Hey, Dean, what do you think about that first quarter? It's been pretty physical. Obviously, it doesn't look like Tuesday's had too much of an impact on your players.
Oh, no, look, it's finals football. Regardless of the short break, we made sure that we were ready for tonight. So, yeah, physically, I think the guys are feeling good at the moment, but we'll see as the game goes on.
Just how much impact do those 8 ins that you have make?
Oh, look, huge impact. Obviously, they didn't have a 4-day turnaround, so, yeah, they'll be a huge help. Hopefully, they can carry the workload for, the times when our guys are really struggling.
Right, cheers, Dean.
Thanks.
Dean Rioli, ever available. Kieran Davis, well done.
He knows the questions to ask, doesn't he?
He's done well, Kieran. He's done well.
Interesting comment from Dean Rioli. This is a final. Wasn't the other one?
Yeah, that was a beauty. That was a beauty.
So umpire stands in the middle, and the ball is sitting there all alone. Some umpires' hands are about to go under it, and the second quarter just about ready to start. Umpire has the ball in his hand in the middle. I'm not sure who he's talking to, maybe to the captain. They still talk to the captains, Tash. I think they do. Are you ready, they say, and the captain... Troy Coates ignored the question.
They're waiting for the girls. Are they to... The Melbourne Demons...
The umpire's going over to them now.
The Melbourne Demons have just decided to come out after doing their ice baths and walk on the boundary of the field, which they did during the first quarter while they were playing, and the umpires are refusing to start the game until all the players are off.
Well, they've only got 3 or 4 more to go. And they're, I think the last one's going off there.
No, they're waiting. Now we got one with crutches coming. So
this could take some time.
Yeah, the umpire's saying, stop, you're not allowed to come through, go back the other way.
Well, I think they're talking to the security guard as well, Dominic, saying to the security guard, do not let them come out.
There's 3 left there, and they don't know whether they should brave the gauntlet.
Well, this happened the last time that the AFL women's played as well. You think they would have had this sorted out, given they knew that a game was going to be played as well.
Exactly. You must sort it out. So they've found their way off now. Dominic McCormack.
Ball finally held aloft in the middle of the ground. Joshua Wilson to go up again against Fraser Thurlow. Thurlow goes high. Wilson won it down, but only as far as Coates. Won it beautifully out of the middle, straight down to McCarg. He's had 2 grabs at it, umpire. The umpire says, no, he was taken high. It's a free kick. He had 2-3 bites at the cherry, couldn't take the mark, but Wheatra's got him high, so dead in front. 20 seconds have gone. McCarg will line up and should kick his first.
Well, two missed opportunities in the first quarter. Should go back and nail this one.
So Kwame McCarg kicks on goal, does not make a mistake.
And that was the start that Nightcliff needed. And Troy Coates sharked that ball from Josh Wilson. Well done by Troy Coates. Just the quick kick in caught Nathan Weecher out of position. As we just watch on the replay here, he just sharked the ball, Troy Coates, and kicked it long. Good 55-metre kick. And just the body work on McCarg. And unfortunately, Daniel Weecher got him high. Otherwise, that probably would have been play on.
Gee, Coates, that was something, wasn't it?
It was a great penetrating kick. You don't see him usually kick that long either.
Move on the bench. Terrific late in that quarter as Dominic McCormack called for you. Danced with them all. Played great footy down there. 2 goals 5 now to 3 goals 5. Wanderers in front by 6 points. Wilson in ruck against Thurlow. The bounce is a beauty. Favours Thurlow. Got it with the right hand. Tapped it down. Cole goes looking for the footy. Adam Tippenwoody gets a rare touch in the game so far. Gave it to Erlinson, emerges out of the centre circle. Kicks it down towards the half-forward line. It wasn't the best kick. It landed in the hands of Holner. Went over the top. Wanderers with a chance from 50. The little kick to the top of the goal square. Big climb, came off hands, rolled away, through for a minor score. Bit of a faded end there, really.
Yeah, Joel Capillo, as he kicked that, he knew he went with the wrong option then. He knew as soon as he kicked it, he would have rather have had his kick back and probably delivered it to Liam Patrick.
Anti-climax, wasn't it?
Yep.
Ball kicked in by Philo, goes to Patrick Cossack. In fact, that's Philo he's passed to now. Very fortunate to be called there for a mark. Thomas Motlop swaps with Aaron Motlop. Aaron Motlop, the man on the mark. Philo goes with a
bad kick.
Drill of a pass towards Lockwood. That's not a good kick by Philo, and it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. 60 around from the Wanderers' goal.
For a player of his standards, that's 2 ordinary kicks he's had in this game so far.
Boundary throw-in. And Philo needs to have more of an impact than what he's had so far. Thomas Motlop on him. A good boundary throw-in it is too. Thurlow almost fell over. Managed to push the ball forward. Ball paddled away here by the Tigers in the form of Farron James. Sees it over the boundary, and he's probably thinking at that moment that was his best friend.
Yeah. Always use the boundary as you can if you don't have the numbers up there. And Daniel Motlop is playing on Julian Lockwood as well, so he's going to find this hard.
No one's picked up Farron James. He runs back by himself. If Nightcliff can get that ball down to that way, if Wanderers can get it that way, he'll be in the way. Moo gets a handball in the middle, ducks to get out of trouble, gives it to Tippenwoody accidentally. Kick inside 50 for the Eagles. Little handball comes back outside 50 this time. Here's a chance for the Eagles. High kick down towards the goal line. Drops into the hands there of Tolmer. Snaps at goal. Was it Tolmer?
Holmer was.
Yep.
And he kicks the goal. So Jackson Holmer, right on that goal line, took a mark and kicked the goal.
And again, Joel Cabillo probably should have gone lowered his eyes and looked for his full forwards, and he's blazed away. And luckily for Wanderers, Holmer's read that ball the best and has taken a juggling mark. I thought it might have gone through for a point, but he managed to keep it in, Charlie, and played on quickly and got the goal. As we see here, Moo again, he just dances around, but his handball found Adam Tippenwoody, who looked for Davin Ferreira. Gets the ball off to Joel Cabillo, and again, he just blazes away from 50, having a shot at goal, and just smart work by Holmer here, uses his body on Taban, which is pretty hard against Taban, and gets a great goal.
And Taban overrun him. That's left the door open, didn't he?
He was too worried about the man, Charlie, and not watching the ball.
Ball back in the middle. Wanderers playing as they did in that second half against the Tigers, getting more numbers to the ball. Great bounce by the umpire. Thurlow and Wilson crash bodies. Wilson goes in for a second go. Gets a handball out. His target was VV. Tidies up. Gets a handball away to Thomas Motlop. Tumbles a punt inside 50. Holmer got hands to it. Couldn't take the mark. Aaron Motlop tries to gather. Cut off. Well done by the Tiger defence. The kick comes out to Thurlow. Takes the mark at left half back. Grandstand side.
Big Thurlow. He's right in front of us. Liam Patrick on the mark. Goes at right angles. And gives it to Cole running past. Ashton Duncan, rather it is, for Nightcliff. The left boot spears it across. That's a good kick from him. Puts it in the hands of Julian Lockwood. He goes to the centre of the ground. Got it just over the top. Bouncing ball. It's free for a grab. Hard run at it by Nightcliff there. They weren't able to pick it up. Gets on the ground. Mitchell Taylor went for a kick off the ground. Didn't quite work for him. Good defensive work. Farrell Nelson got it. Tried to get it out wide. Wanderers working hard. Brodie Martin with the footy. Didn't get it. Ball left on the ground. Nightcliff trying to get it. They're going in looking for it. Jason Cole got it. Kicked it off the ground. And a free kick to the Eagles. Mitchell Taylor spares it out wide.
Mitchell Taylor goes to a player there in Justin Smart. Was a good player in the first quarter. He kicks out wide. The run there of Joel Cabillo, is it again? Gets a handball away. A teammate there in Nook Mansell couldn't handle. Cut off by Cale Cossack. His kick up to centre wing again. Joel Cabillo cutting that off. Another long bomb inside forward 50. Thurlow's there. Takes the relieving mark for the Tigers. To say they needed that is an understatement.
Big strong mark from a big strong man. Picking up the space left behind by Seb Gilhouse. From the last line of defence. Cossack's going to bring it out. Patrick Cossack's pretty good kick.
Oh.
Ball knocked out of the hands there of Adam Baird's going to draw the free kick. Mitchell Taylor. Bit of a crude hit at the ball. Adam Baird's going to go backwards. He looks to his right. No, he's not going to go there. He'll go instead over the top and give it to Ryan Moo across half-back.
Moo it is at half-back. Little kick. And finds a teammate there in Mikacha Rotama-Onus. Hasn't played for 2-3 months. Long kick. Picks out the only player there, and that's Daniel Motlop. He won't be pleased with that. Down to Kieran on the boundary.
Yeah, Rotama-Onus has played the last 2 or 3 weeks in Div 1, so he has had some football under his belt.
As we see Daniel Motlop kick the ball out of bounds on the full. Was looking for Justin Smart, so that turnover leads to a free kick to be taken here. Jonathan Peris now with ball in hand. Good to see him back on the ground. His kick straight down the line, really looking for Patrick White. Mitchell Taylor, easy kill for him, just boushes that over the boundary line and half forward for the Tigers.
And the Wanderers players are getting into wide as well. It was a hard mark to take. That wasn't an easy one, as we see the lightning rippling through in the sky here.
4-6 to 2-5. Wanderers in front. 7 minutes gone in the second term here. VV comes away with it out of a pack. Did pretty well up towards the wing. The kick was okay. Landed there. Almost trying to pick it up there was Patrick Cossack. Gets down towards the half-forward line. Little toe poke out
again,
wide
they've
here.
called it.
Gave Gogamola a chance.
In danger, Charlie. They've called it back for the kicking in danger from Holmer.
So the free kick to Ashley Duncan. Inside defensive 50. It's going to go right back to the last line of defence and put it back there in the back pocket. And the kick will come out off the boot there
Dangerous.
of Jaden Shaw.
Very dangerous kick it was too. Cut off there by Warmington. Ducks his head, gets a handball away. Going there to the teammate in Drogamullah. He's just carried over the boundary line, ball and all. And there'll be a boundary throw in. 40 around from the Eagles' goal. They are doing some attacking here in this second quarter.
Yeah, Jason Cole needs to step up here as well for Nightcliff.
Boundary throw in. Third man up to Ban, wins it down. VV still working hard. Ball left behind on the ground. Coming in was Farron James. Got a handball out to a teammate. Quick kick now to Lockwood. Dropped the mark he should have taken. And again, there'll be a boundary throw in. About 75 metres around from the Eagles' goal, scoreboard side. 8.5 gone in this second quarter. Wanderers 4-6-30, leading the Tigers 2-5-17.
Jared Erlinson waiting to come on for the Eagles. Throw in the far side of the ground. Thurlow with the smack down, put it on the ground. Wanderers get it up towards their half-forward line. No clear possession. It's just forcing the ball forward across the ground. Someone says, I'll take it. That's Ashley Duncan. Runs there and gets it. Gives it out to Thurlow. Spears the kick down along the wing. It was a good one too. Got it off to Baird. Went one way and then the other. Onto the left boot. It was a missed kick, but it'll land to his advantage because it was hard run there by Jonathan Peris. Wasn't able to get it. Wanderers win it and send it back to the other end of the ground. Thurlow's just stamping his authority on this game. Won it across half-back. Drove the kick up towards the half-forward line. Some work to do from Thomas Motlop here. He tried to hit it away from Patrick White. He left it behind. Patrick White picked it up. He was caught in the tackle and nailed. Oh, it was a grand tackle, and it's going to be a free kick.
And he hasn't moved either here, White. He's...
Oh, that's because they held him down.
Yeah, no, they held him down. They really got into him as well, really niggling him at Patrick White.
So Ferreira, what a tackle.
That was
in. He was launched.
Ripping tackle, Charlie. We've seen a few of those in the women's game earlier.
3-1 with the numbers there, and Patrick White ran himself into Davin Ferreira, who crunched him. So from the back pocket, Davin Ferreira is going to go close to the boundary line. Not close enough. Liam Patrick takes the mark, leaping high in front of Ash Duncan. Hasn't had a massive impact so far. Liam Patrick kicks long, looking out here for Drogamullah. Almost took it off hands. Tipungwuti couldn't quite grab hold of it. Coming out with the handball there for the Tigers was Jaden Shaw, but Brodie Martin, lovely kick from Martin from the congestion. Comes out and finds Justin Smart just to the left of goal. No real angle to speak of. He will go back and kick the Eagles' fifth.
I think it was Warmington or Drogamolla that crashed that pack and got the ball to ground. Adam Tipperwoody just missed out on taking it cleanly, but Brodie Martin lowered the eyes and found Smart right in front of goal.
Good calm play from Brodie Martin. Justin Smart being a good player, the left footer with his shot on goal. He is a happy man. That's a goal for the Eagles.
Another goal. Nightcliff need to make a few changes here. Brody Philo, Troy Coates and Jason Cole really need to step up in the midfield. They're dominating in the midfield here, Wanderers. Kieran?
Well, I remember, Don, one of the comments you made was that Brody Philo, when the going's easy, he's a real Rolls-Royce player. When the pressure comes on, you don't see a lot of him.
Yeah, that's a good comment there, Kieran, because he does, for a player of his standard, you expect more from him all over the ground in all contests. He's a Nichols medalist, reigning Nichols medalist from last season.
11 minutes gone in the second term. Eagles 5-6 leading Nightcliff 2-5. Ball back in the centre. Great preliminary final coming to you from the stadium here in Darwin on a glorious night for footy. Umpire blows the whistle. What happened?
This is a sin. Someone stepped in.
I think it's going to be a Wanderers free kick. Indeed it is.
That's an under-12s error.
Oh, here we are. It's in fact going to the Tigers. They're very fortunate.
It's the Tigers free kick. Well, I thought it was a Wanderers the first.
You're right, Charlie.
It was a Wanderers free kick at the start. Now they've decided it is a Wanderers free kick.
And the crowd's loving it.
So, Wanderers are going to set it forward here with Josh Wilson. Big kick to 50, big climb over the back. Bates onto the footy, Bates onto the left boot, chips it high. Wanderers get back there. 10 ball given to Tipperwoody. Goal!
There's your X Factor, Charlie. There's your X Factor. And the hands, there was almost like a give pass to Adam Tipperwoody, a rugby pass, but it was just fast hands that Drogamolla got it to Adam Tipperwoody, running past, and smart play by Bates as well, as we see Josh Wilson on the replay kick it in. Bowles got high. Bates just jumped up, took it, got the quick kick away. I think it was touched. So that's why Drogamolla had to give the quick hands off to Adam Tipperwoody and runs into an open goal. 1, 2, 3 Wanderers players free within 15 metres of goal, Charlie.
This is what they did to Nightcliff when they played the last time. That second half, they just ran hard at them, didn't they, Dominic?
They sure did, Charlie. Ball back in the middle here. And Lockwood lining up in the ruck against Wilson. Wilson wins it down. Went to Philo, couldn't handle. Patrick White, in fact, it's Clifton. He does. Dances his way through midfield. Long kick down to McCarg. Wheatra leapt high, belted the ball away. Baird comes through, couldn't pick up. Joel Cabillo can almost. Wrapped up in a tackle. White's there. He couldn't handle cleanly. Maroney got the high up and under. Clifton underneath it. Cole goes through. His handball cut off. It's hot here in the kitchen. Cole gets in. His handball cut off. Dropped the ball. Now Coates gets hold of it. Bangs it away towards the goal square. No mark taken there. Wanderers 3-1. Ball spills to Thomas Motlop. Drills a pass to his captain in Erlinson. Great kick. Great mark from Erlinson in the back pocket.
Jared Erlinson can see Vivi off to his left. He's going to go shorter instead. Works it pretty well. Where can they go here? Maroney has it. He's in the back pocket. He'll search right over to the other side of the ground. Find Daniel Motlop in acres of space. He's in the other opposite back pocket. He'll chip it over the top. Got Thomas Motlop on the run. Eagles just seem to have Nightcliff on the rack at the moment. They can kick it out very wide towards the wing on the far side. A good fist from the back. Knocks the ball over the boundary line out of play.
Their speed's taking a toll on Nightcliff here, Charlie. Just the outside run from Wanderers. And Tigers are looking a little bit confused here.
6-6 to 2-5. Wanderers in front. 14 and a half minutes gone, second term.
Boundary throw in. VV relieving Wilson in the ruck. Was the only one to go up. Butters up again. Second effort, fantastic. Long kick. Almost found Adam Tipperwoody. Now running away with it, Farron James. Tried to get the handball to Philo. Just didn't go in for the ball. Cabillo did. Ran at it hard. Got a kick away into forward 50. Now Holmer over the ball. Couldn't pick up. Aaron Motlop can. On the left boot, the high up and under. Ferreira underneath it. Well done, the Tiger defence. The ball knocked away from him. Just trying to pick up who that player was there. Bowles. Well done, Daniel Bowles. Belted it over the boundary line for a throw-in. They are under pressure here, the Tigers. The boundary throw in now. Left forward pocket. VV goes up, wins the tap out. On the ground level, Ferreira couldn't pick up. Trying to come away with it, Carl Cossack got a kick away. Only as far as Smart snaps on goal. And that's a goal.
That's the second to Smart. That was definitely Smart, wasn't it? Yep, it was. And no, yes, that is Smart. Sorry. Second goal to Smart. Wanderers are just kicking away. They've kicked 4 goals this quarter. They've got Tigers measures here. The Tigers defence are under enormous pressure. As we watch on the replay here, Neil VV took the ruck. Thurlow didn't even contest that ruck. Could have outbodied VV, and the quick kick out of the pack went straight to Smart, who kicked it straight over the goal umpire's head.
And look at the numbers. Look at the numbers for Wanderers. They're just working harder.
They are, and just getting the numbers around the ball. And we spoke about, and Dean Rioli has spoken about the numbers around the ball that Wanderers get as well.
Big lead. Big lead for the Eagles now, 7-6 to 2-5. Ticking up to 16 minutes in the second term. Furlow doing his bit. Clifton's gone to sleep. They got it to him. The kick went down to the forward line. Daniel Motlop under it. Got his hands on it and then dropped it. Coach with the handball out wide to Patrick White. Couldn't get it. Knocked it towards the boundary line. Knocked it too far and sent it over the boundary line alongside the 50-metre line and out of play. 48 plays 17. Eagles in front.
Yeah, just looking to see where these players are. Jason Cole, no one's even picking him up. He just can't get himself into the game at the moment. For a player of his standards.
Boundary throw in. Short one it is. VV runs hard at it. Thurlow outbodies him. Ball goes to Clifton, wrapped up in a tackle. Handballs away to Liam Holt-Fitz. Tremendous tackle on him. And caught with the ball is the call.
Taban here. He's just losing his cool, Taban.
Oh, the umpire's coming running in from every direction here. So Holt-Fitz it was who was caught with the ball. The free kick to the Eagles to be taken back there, I think, by Erlandson.
Yeah, the good tackle by Erlandson, the captain.
Well, he's lifted his rating in this game. In the back pocket now, takes the kick. Steady kick it is too, and finds Thomas Motlop. Manning the mark. Holt-Fitz, another nice little chip goes to Martin. Didn't take it. Cole steals it. And a nice kick from Jason Cole. Lowered the eyes beautifully and goes and finds Isaiah Farrell Nelson. Well within kicking distance, Natasha.
Yeah, he is. And just keeping an eye on the things are getting a bit heated. The emergency umpires ran out 2 or 3 times in the last couple of minutes here. They just need to keep their cool. Both teams here.
I'd be running a runner out and saying, remember there's a grand final next week, fellas.
So Farrell Nelson, left of centre, as we see Warmington leaving the field. Farrell Nelson, his first shot at goal for this game. He has not been sighted, and that's indicative of it. Just pushes it to the right, kicks it behind. So the Tigers, they move to 2-6-18. Wanderers 7-6-48 at the 18-minute mark.
Joel Cabillo told him all about it.
Yeah, just the wasted opportunities Nightcliff are taking into this quarter as well, where Wanderers are starting to hit, targets and hitting the goals.
At about 10 minutes of super football from the Eagles. Erlandson gets it on that far side of the ground, sends it up towards the wing. It's not a bad-looking kick. It's pretty good. It comes off hands to Ryan Moo. Goes with a little short chip kick over the top. Worked pretty well for him. Long handball intended for Paris. Left it behind. Thomas Motlop on the clean-up.
Oh, look at the numbers, Charlie.
The middle. Eagles on the run everywhere here. This is definitely going to be a goal, you would think. Taban is closing, but the kick's going to be terrific. It's another goal for the Eagles. They are full of run at the moment. That's a super kick by Aaron Motlop.
And as Dominic said, the numbers just running into the forward 50. So Pagan's Paddock just clearing the forward line, and they know they're going to beat. And Kyle Cossack is coming off, and I reckon he's done a hamstring.
He has.
I think he's gone for the night. One of their better players.
Patrick Cossack.
Yep,
Patrick. He's done the left hammy here.
And he's getting helped off. And he was one of their better players last week against Southern Districts as well, especially in the dying minutes. Playing on Jared Brennan. Kieran?
I feel like one defining image of that will be the fact that there were 6 Wanderers players celebrating and there was still no Nightcliff players back in the defensive 50, just Patrick Taban.
And who gave the handball? There was a terrible handball from Jason Cole, which didn't need to be given.
Yep.
Didn't even find the target and was just cut off straight away. So back in the middle, 54 plays 18. Getting ugly here for the Tigers. Thurlow wins the ruck contest. Got it down to Coates. Cole goes in hard, trying to redeem himself. Moo in hard as well. So too Coates again. Good pickup. Goes to Baird. Handball to Cole. Lovely kick to Farrell Nelson, who then proceeds to drop it. Tries to paddle it through his opponent's legs. Succeeds. Gets it to Baird. Lovely kick from Baird. Goes to Clifton. Couldn't take the mark. Philo charging through. Lockwood, he's taken high, goes to ground. Clifton with the tackle, buries an opponent. Baird tries to go back and collect possession, can't do so. It was gathered by Smart, went to Martin, his handball to Thomas Motlop. Now Motlop goes back to Martin. Steady's play here, finds Smart, and he will steady at right half back for the Eagles.
Gee, they weathered the storm, the Eagles then, and now they spear it out wide onto that far side of the ground, and they can run forward. They're looking terrific. Daniel Wheater with the kick inside 50. Chance here for the Eagles too. They get the front position. Ferreira with the footy. Handball was pretty good along the boundary line. Under pressure, Drogamola loses the ball to the boundary line. They are inside 50 Wanderers, but gee, they stood up against some real pressure down there in that forward line from Nightcliff, Tash.
They have, and Julian Lockwood's slow to get to his feet as well, Charlie, as we've just seen on the screen. So they don't want to lose him as well this early on in the game.
From the boundary throw in, the ball comes to Smart. Long left foot kick at goal.
He's got it.
Has that gone through?
That's a goal.
Taban, it is a goal. I thought it was on the other side. I couldn't see the players properly. Taban shielded the ball from view. It is a goal. Smart has kicked 3 goals in this second quarter. What a performance by him.
Wow, 6 goals in this quarter by Wanderers, and it's just flooding open. They've just got the runners and the numbers every time it goes into 50. And again, the field kicking in Nightcliff is letting them down. The options and the choices that they're taking are putting their teammates under enormous amount of pressure.
9-6 to 2-6, would you believe it? It's a big lead for the Eagles. 22 minutes almost gone in the second term. They have been so dominant. They are really playing great footy. They win it out of the middle. No, they didn't. Patrick White got a chance. He was legged. He went to ground. Umpire ignored it. Nook Mansell on the clean-up. Left foot kick was a scrubber. Down towards Adam Tippenwoody. The pickup was a beauty. It was like a lizard's tongue. It just went down and picked it up. Now the kick goes out wide from Brodie Martin. Gave it to VV. VV stands, looks, goes backward with the handball. Mitchell Taylor's ran down from half-back. Kicks it towards a forward pocket. Gets over the back. Chance for the Eagles there. Snapshot is going to miss just out to the right and through for a minor score. Wow, you can't just... It's so quick down on that forward line, it's hard to pick up who's got it.
And some of those Nightcliff defenders absolutely look spent at the moment. They're hanging out for half-time, and we're still a couple of minutes away from it.
9-7 to 2-6.
Lovely kick in, comes to Carl Cossack. Takes the mark just outside. Defensive 50. Brenton Motlop taking the mark. And Cossack with the long kick now down to Lockwood, belted away from him by Daniel Motlop. First play there'll be VV, sensibly gives the handball to McLean. McLean, he's crashed into by 2, tried to calmly dispose of it by hand, but the ball belted over the boundary line by Clifton. Boundary throw in, right in front of our commentary position. We'll go down to Kieran Davis.
Yeah, rain's still threatening. Obviously, still a lot of lightning in the sky. Nightcliff will be hoping it stays dry, because I think if it gets wet, Wanderers will have the ascendancy.
Yeah, good point.
23 minutes gone. Throw in the Morris Rioli stand. Here we sit. Ball tapped down to Bates onto the left boot. Drives it up forward. Adam Tippenwoody comes out, slides on his knees, takes the mark inside 50.
He knew where that ball was dropping, and he started sliding about 2 metres before he got to the drop of the ball.
I can tell you now that ground is completely dry, so that would not have been an easy slide.
Adam Tippenwoody has a goal already in this second term. He's been invited to play on. VV runs into the space. Adam Tippenwoody says, "Are you joking?" Gets to 50, lines up and kicks. Maybe he should have given it to VV. Sprays it across to the left and through for it didn't go through for a minor score. Wanderers still have it in the back in the forward pocket.
A good pick
up
there.
Out, lands in the hands of Liam Patrick.
Oh, he's
gave
got
the
it.
handball around.
Drogamola
got it and just went bang. Thank you very much. I couldn't believe it. He kicked the goal.
Oh, and he deserves a goal. He's had a great half of football, especially this quarter, Charlie. Just around the ground, just hitting the packs, getting the hand passes out, and just the work rate that he has in the forward line. Great player for Wanderers.
7 goals to 1 Wanderers in this quarter.
Just not working hard enough, I think, Tash.
No, and you can see it. There's just not enough players standing up. There's no Patrick White. There's no Jason Cole. Troy Coates is quiet. Baden Nalkin. Just where are these players? Ben Clifton.
10-7 to 2-6 almost. Half time here. What a half of footy by the Eagles. Dominic McCormack.
Eagles have been tremendous. VV again in ruck, going up on this occasion against Lockwood. In fact, it was Wilson. VV playing as a midfielder. Nightcliff Tigers, they get it forward. Can they do something with it? Farrell Nelson attacked the ball hard, tapped it back, looking for a teammate. Warmington picked up. Farrell Nelson in there again. His legs taken out from underneath him. Tigers remain in possession. Coates it is, working hard. Kicks looking for a target in Farron James. Belted away from him by Daniel Wheatra, who tracks it to the boundary, and there'll be a boundary throw in. 35 metres around right forward pocket, Nightcliff Tigers.
McHarg hasn't seen the ball in a long time. He's forgotten what it looks like. Kieran?
Yeah, Patrick Cossack has emerged from the room with a lot of ice on his left hamstring.
So throw in down in that forward line for the Tigers. Coates with the kick off the left boot. Puts it down towards the pocket. Pack of players gets off the ground, get around it, and then a kick off the ground by the Tigers goes through for a minor score by Baden Nalkin. So they've struggled to get a score here in the second term. Wanderers to bring the ball back into play. 10-7 to 2-7. 8 goals the difference, would you believe it?
An incredible difference. McLean brings the ball back into play. Lovely kick out. Goes to half-back. Daniel Motlop with the tap on. Looked like a rehearsed move. Went there to Holmer. Got it away to a teammate in Erlinson. Kick downfield goes to Cabillo. Again, the numbers along centre wing. 3 onto 1. Bates has a bounce. Runs to 50. Drops the ball. Just falls there to Davin Ferreira. Tries to palm off an opponent. Succeeds. Kicks. Closer to goal. Liam Patrick trying to outbody his opponent. Move fighting hard for it. Tippenwoody spinning one way, then the other. Spun into trouble. Got tackled. Ball spilled. Goes to Coates. He kicks long and will find Thurlow.
Finds Thurlow out on that far side of the ground. Thurlow looks back in field. Comes to the corridor with the kick. Chance here for Farrell Nelson. Got it. Handball. Just gave it straight off to Bates. Thank you very much, says Simon Bates. Bangs it on the left boot towards the pocket. Lands on the ground. Eagles hungry. They are everywhere. Handball comes out for Ferreira. There's some space at the forward line. Picked up by Brenton Motlop. On the left boot. High up and under kick. Down towards that forward pocket. And they're waiting for it. Sitting underneath it. Adam Tippenwoody takes a terrific mark.
Yeah, Ryan Mood just outbodied there by Adam Tippenwoody. Probably should have gone the punch instead of the mark. Ryan Mood will be the only blemish he's had in this game, as Adam Tippenwoody will go back and possibly kick the 8th goal for Wanderers this quarter.
7 goals Tash have kicked, you're right. Adam Tippenwoody has 1. The distance not a problem. The angle's a pretty tough one. Current score 10 goals 7 to 2 goals 7. And Tippenwoody, Tiwi Islander of course, walks his way in. Let's go. Kicks at goal. Does he miss it? He shouldn't. He doesn't. It's another one. The Eagles go to the break with a big, big lead. 11 goals 7 now. And they've kicked right away from Nightcliff. 2 goals 7. Let's get some comments from Tash Medbury.
Yeah, wonderful quarter by Wanderers, and I've marked too many players to go through because that was just a great team effort and a poor team effort by Tigers. There was just so many players that were missing that I can't name them all either for Tigers, but just the run and carry and the forward.
Shame we couldn't help them.
Take a week to get the creds out the car.
Local knowledge is important, and with a 15% online discount, it's now easier to get TIO comprehensive car insurance. TIOFI.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Life. So full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets, so you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball. All new women's zone from running to yoga. And Intersport Kids Zone. All ages, performance footwear and apparel. Plus the new dedicated football zone. All year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Co. The beer from up here.
Grandstands AFL coverage of season 2017 begins March 23 on ABC Radio Darwin and the Northern Territory.
Can't wait for the AFL to start. We saw a little bit of AFL here today when the women's team rolled into town and Melbourne beat the Crows, our home team, if you like. Melbourne 5 goals for the Crows, 5-2, and that was a late goal too. The Crows got them that close to it, but they trailed for most of the end of that game and just couldn't breach the gap. Players in the middle, umpires takes the ball, and this second half about to get underway. The challenge is a big one for the Tigers here, 11-7 to 2-7. Tash Medry.
Yeah, the rain's coming down now, Charlie. It's not too heavy yet, but if it does get any heavier, it shut the gate time for the Tigers. They're gone.
So umpires having a little discussion in the middle. They wipe the ball. That's nice.
Drying the ball.
Drying the ball.
For it to get wet again.
Okay, second half just about ready to go here. Umpires in the middle with the ball and players all in position. I think we're waiting for the man who brought the towel out to leave the arena. He does over towards the scoreboard that tells that sorry tale. Wanderers 11-7 leading Nightcliff 2-7. The winner through to a grand final against St Mary's, and it looks at this stage at the halfway mark of the game it's going to be the team wearing the blue and gold. They've had some terrific performance today. Justin Smart has kicked 3 goals for them and he's been outstanding. Second half about to get underway is Dominic McCormack.
Neil VV to line up at ruck against Fraser Thurlow. Both of them good contributors for their team. Neil VV probably one of the best. Bounce was poor. The umpire will blame the wet ball.
The towel didn't make a difference.
We'll have to forget the fact that he dried it with the towel. In fact, it's Erlinson who goes and gathers it for him. Tosses it back. He'll toss it straight up in the air now. We see Philo loping forward for the Tigers. Thomas Motlop following him. Need a lot out of Brodie Philo. Thurlow goes high. Cut off immediately by Aaron Motlop. Thumped into forward 50. Holmer couldn't take the mark under pressure from Taban. Ferreira dashes at it. Steps away from the opponent. Great handball to Drogamala. Snaps on goal. Henny's kicked the goal.
His second goal for the game as well, Drogamala. He's just having an impact down there in that forward line. Wowee.
43 seconds. 43 seconds, first goal.
I think it shut the gate.
Somewhere at some time through this third quarter, our focus is going to turn to next week's grand final, I think.
I think you can start now, Charlie.
The Nightcliff start going down with injuries? Do they?
And isn't it ironic that sometime last Tuesday in the third quarter, the focus shifted to next week as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're right, Kieran, absolutely. So they'll bring it back to the middle. The Wanderers has pushed that lead out even further. They've sent Vivi in to do some of the ruck work. He's doing some roving as well. He gets the ball out of the middle, spears it up forward. It's a good-looking kick to the 50-metre line. Drogamala got there, couldn't get it. Nightcliff just at 6s and 7s at the moment. Wanderers coming at him from everywhere. Holmer with the handball away, only got to Taban. Taban got half a kick away towards the boundary line. Pick up on the run out there by Cossack. He couldn't get clear with it. Wanderers win it and spear it to the pocket. And they find Liam Patrick all by himself about 15 metres in front of his opponent. Some loose checking from the Tigers. They look a beaten bunch, Tash.
Yeah, no big impact in tonight's game, Liam Patrick, yet. We've still got another half of football. But we haven't needed him to, Wanderers haven't needed him to have a big impact to get this far ahead. He's done what he's needed to do and already kicked a goal. He's backing himself here. Eyes are darting around.
It was terrific the last time they played against Nightcliff. He got them over the line. Here he is from the boundary line. Has a long shot for goal. It looked as though it was there, but it wasn't. It drifted away and went through for a minor score. So they pushed the lead out a little further. 80 plays 19. A couple of minutes gone here in the third term.
Tigers to bring the ball back into play. Players spreading across half back. Now the kick out comes. Philo had played onto himself, kicks long, running at it was Martin. In fact, it was Smart, couldn't get to it. Paris leaves it behind initially, goes back in and gets it again, gets a handball away, just tried to get it to Cole, couldn't do so. Smart can't pick up the slippery ball, taps it away to his captain in Erlinson. His kick was smothered. Mitchell Taylor goes in to try and grab hold of it, can't do so. Handball comes out here to Baden Nalkin. The high up and under, Lockwood underneath it. was punched away there by McLean. Taken high there was Moroney. No free kick against Clifton. Ball punched to ground, taken by Peris. Gets it away again there to Farrell Nelson, but the mark well taken on centre wing by Braden McLean.
Goes to the middle with the kick. It wasn't a good one. It gave it to Taban on the charge. Just loaded up with a big torpedo. Sent it spiraling to the goal. Can it go all the way? It gets to the line. The Eagles got back and conceded. Rushed it through. It was a massive kick from Taban.
Just keep my eye on Daniel Motlop. He tweaked something earlier on, just a couple of contests ago before that ball was quickly kicked into the 50 line. He's just struggling to run here.
Braden McLean with a little kick to himself, runs from fullback, goes long out towards Daniel Motlop, front position, tapped it down nicely, was really clever the way he did it. Little kick across to Aaron Motlop, takes the mark and runs through the corridor, goes with a stretch kick, and the runners are everywhere. Handball finishes up in the hands here of the running Thomas Motlop, down to the forward line. Liam Patrick got it on the chest and dropped it, and they get there through Adam Tippenwoody. He tries to reverse out as he's grabbed, and then he steps over the boundary line with the ball, and it goes out of play.
Wowee, that was a perfect football from the half-back flank, straight into the forward line. Unfortunately, Liam Patrick dropped it.
Boundary throw in, ball tossed up high. VV wins it down. Nightcliff there in numbers on this occasion. The kick out. Clean bowls Thomas Motlop. Coates running after it. Daniel Motlop toe pokes it to Brodie Martin. Thomas Motlop tries to do the same again. The Tigers, they're gathering. And Baird, I think it might have been, was gathered by Daniel Motlop. Free kick will be paid, I think, for in the back. And Adam Baird, the man with the number 4 on the back, will take that free kick at left half back. Daniel Motlop needs to be careful. In fact, he's got the free kick. How did that work out? Daniel Motlop with the free kicks inside 50. Immediately is cut off by Farron James. He takes it on the left boot, kicks long down towards Lockwood. Cut off initially there by Brodie Martin. Couldn't take possession. Goes back to Lockwood. Now they have numbers. They have some space. What can they do with it? Thurlow drops the mark. Couldn't do anything with it there. Now the ball comes back to Braden McLean. No free kick paid for pushing him over. Wanderers with ball in hand. Lovely kick finds VV in the middle of the ground.
Neil VV sort of playing a bit of a supporting role tonight. He's not starring. He's just doing his job. He kicked it across to Thomas Motlop, who mucked it up, went back and picked it up, went down the corridor with the kick. A long one to centre half forward. Good play at the back there. Adam Tippenwoody didn't get it. Spillage to the ground. Eagles on the clean-up. They can run in, kick around the body. That's a goal that's gone begging. Really landed in the hands of Justin Smart, who had 3 goals, and now he's kicked a minor score.
He was celebrating 2 before that one went in.
Celebrated early. The kick out from Duncan goes to the coach in Coates. Now Coates to Baird. Baird off towards Nalkin. Good run here from the Tigers, and they certainly need it. Need every bit of it they can get. Nalkin off towards half forward now. Good use of the body by Bowles. Cleared space. Runs inside 50. Must kick the goal. Misses to the left. Nightcliff 2-9-21. Wanderers 12-9, 81. 6.5 gone in the third quarter.
So that's one of the changes that Nightcliff have made, is put Bowles up into the forward line.
Just about forgotten everything, the Tigers, and the way they win footy matches. When the chances come, they're missing it. Daniel Motlop wants it. Ball stuck in the back pocket. He's going to get it. He's standing in the goal square all by himself. And then his little chip kick was okay. Gave it to Thomas Motlop. He just shrugged the tackle, and then his kick was cut off by Thurlow about 60 metres out from goal. The big ruckman gets hold of it, and he gives it a boomer. And it'll go right down towards the goal line, punched away in defence by the Eagles out towards the boundary line. With 3 Nightcliff players closing, it beat them all over and went out of play.
Kieran?
Yeah, just some news from over on TIO 2. St Mary's will be playing Waratah next week in the Div 1 Grand Final. They beat Banks by 21 points.
Ruck contest. VV wins it down against Lockwood. Comes back in again with a handball. Toe poked off the ground by Bates, only as far as Holt fits. He gets a handball away to White. Needs to kick it quickly. Was under pressure from Tippenwoody. Great pressure it was. Out of bounds on the full is the result. Free kick to be taken back there by Braden McLean for the Eagles deep in their left back pocket.
They can't buy a goal at the moment here, the Nightcliff Tigers.
Gee, when the onslaught comes, you just lose your way, don't you? You lose the will, you lose all the things you've learnt, and your head drops, and that's where the Tigers are at the moment. Braden McLean's kick is out towards 50. Big climb at the back, and the fist from Drogamullah knocked it to ground. Wanderers can come away now from the half-back line up towards the wing. It's going to go out of play on the full. So free kick here to the Tigers. They can bring the ball back. This is Peris. So Jonathan Peris will go short. His kick's okay to White. Patrick White takes the mark. Got a heavy knock earlier on. 8 minutes gone, third term. 81 plays 21. Wanderers comprehensively in that second term. And just all going through the motions a bit at the moment. Daniel Motlop up the outside of his right boot. Kicked it up towards the wing. Liam Patrick to the fall of the ball. Couldn't get it, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a calm over the game at the moment. I think Wanderers is sort of taking the pedal off a little bit and might be already thinking about next week and just managing themselves.
So boundary thrown in just to the left of our commentary position here. Ball tossed in high. Wilson up against Thurlow. Thurlow gets front position and wins it down to Cole. Cole, good long kick into forward 50. Lockwood flew for it. Couldn't take the mark. Front and centre was McCard. Almost wrapped him up in a tackle. Just passes it off to Lockwood. Then the toe poke off the ground comes. Wheatra taken high and will take the free kick in the back pocket for the Eagles.
He sort of did a Joel Selwood there and the knees sort of bent. Yeah, dropped the knees and taken high. Which isn't happening this season, I believe. If you drop your knees, it's play on.
Daniel Wheatra's kick up towards the wing. Thurlow front position, got pushed out. Will get the free kick, the big ruckman. VV pleads his case. Umpire says no. Even if it wasn't you, somebody did it and he was wearing blue. Here's Thurlow. Kicks up towards the pocket. Daniel Motlop at the back. Comes off hands and rolls out of play. So one of those real still moments now in the footy match, isn't it?
And the difference here is Thurlow's back on his haunches. VV then runs to the next contest, which is the throw-in here. And he's not even contesting it, but he's there as a number.
So tap down, snap out of the pack. It's just going to drift away for Nightcliff. Got a bit of a chance here. The kick around the body looks okay. It's taken a long time. And they finally get the goal. It was almost an anti-climax, but the goal was kicked down there deep in that forward line. Didn't pick up, was it Baird?
Adam Baird,
I think it was Baird. So Baird got the goal to become only their third goal kicker.
Yeah, good goal and a good inside 50. Kieran?
Yeah, a lot of lightning threatening the ground at the moment. He's getting closer and closer as the rain gets heavier and heavier. Ultimately, though, it is the umpire's duty of care to stop the game if the lightning does become too threatening.
Oh, and he's hanging around too. You can just see him looking. Oh no, tell me in a week we're not going to have something else come out about a bylaw.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. 12-9-81 plays 3-9-27. Wanderers with a handsome lead. Thurlow wins it. VV just belts it straight back again. Thurlow goes in to gather, slips over, paddles it to the advantage of Duncan. Duncan soccers off the ground. White will be first there. Toe pokes to himself, tries to pick it up. Toe poked away again. McCarg runs hard at it, gathers, loses the ball, goes back in again, flips it up. Nice little throw there to White. Tried to palm off VV, was successful. VV just keeps on powering through. McCarg's hard at it as well. Wilson's there. Jason Cole fighting for it. Tackles an opponent to the ground without the ball. And Warmington it is who will take the free kick at centre wing for the Eagles.
You've got to love VV's attack on the football. He just keeps going and going and going, and he's just gone and given Patrick White a bit of a rub on the head to say thanks.
He was like one of those Hoover vacuum cleaners. His nose was on the ground. He was just pushing along all the time, and he couldn't pick the ball up.
I just love watching him play. He loves his football, as we know. Great bloke on and off the field. Doesn't sort of get involved in too much riff-raff, and just loves his football and goes about it the right way.
Wanderers have worked it up towards their half-forward line. Boundary umpire throws in a big, high boundary line throw-in, but it's a little short. Clifton got in with the big swinging tackle. VV, the Hoover, goes in, couldn't pick it up. Kick comes out of the pack. Up towards the wing they come. Daniel Motlop in back position, working hard for the footy. Can't get it. Diving over the top of the footy is Warmington. Whistle goes from the umpire. I think he's going to ball it up.
Wow, Daniel Motlop, Natasha. Terrible performance that was.
He just dropped the knees straight into Julian Lockwood there. I don't know how he got away with that one, Charlie.
Ball up, Daniel Motlop, third man up, gets the tap away. Holmer gets a third tap to the advantage initially of Adam Tipungwuti. Taban it was who picked the ball up and got a kick away, which is smothered out over the boundary line. Right at the Wanderers interchange race, and we see Tipungwuti coming off. 13 minutes gone in this quarter. Ball being tossed in. Thurlow up against Wilson. Thurlow gets a hand to it. Goes there to Ferreira. Gets a kick away. Holmer will be first there, pursued by Taban. And he'll see the ball over the boundary line. Taban exchanging a few pleasantries there with Warmington. And they'll do it all over again at the boundary throw-in.
And look, he just can't help himself, Kenny Taban. He's got a bite every time.
Yep, this is set up for him to explode, and really it'd be a silly thing for him to do. How heavy's that rain, Kieran?
Yeah, heavy enough of having to evacuate into the tunnels.
Okay, well that's heavy. There's no doubt about that. Pat gets over the top of this. Wanderers can't get it out. VV in there wanting a bit to do with it, and it's not coming out. Davin Ferreira had the ball locked to his body. Thurlow in front position. Wilson at the back. Wilson did really well. Tapped it down to Aaron Motlop. Couldn't get clear. Wilson on knees. Got it out to Mitchell Taylor. He's caught in a tackle. Goes to Brown. The arms go out from the Nightcliff players. Umpire ignores it. Ball still on the ground. Clifton went looking for it. Some hard work there by Wanderers. High tackle over the top. Wow, that was a little ugly. Player copped one
Warmington
from Nightcliff.
Gave it to Jason Cole, and the free kick's coming back. The umpire's trying to get the other umpire's attention. But I tell you what, Jason Cole got up and gave it back as well as he got it as well. So that'll be probably looked at a video replay later.
Well, again, I was saying this earlier on, Tash, the message should be to the team that's in front. There's a grand final coming up next week. Anything crazy's not worth it.
They're just overthrowing themselves around at the moment, Wanderers.
Ball downfield now in front of our commentary position again, out of bounds. Slippery ball, hard to handle. Almost 15 minutes gone in the third quarter. 81 plays 27. Boundary throw in a good one. One forward there by Lockwood. Ryan Moo pursuing it towards the boundary. He's going to get a free kick. And the umpire just trying to clear the congestion here, I think.
Yeah, I reckon too.
Simon Bates, it was there, but it was very Tiggy Touchwood. He gave it immediately. Ryan Moo to take the free kick. Centre wing. Been a pretty good performer for the Tigers, although it's been hard going. Kick down towards Thurlow, who's become a target. And Bowles there, dropped the ball, tackled by Motlop. That's Daniel without the ball. No free kick from the umpire. Ferreira skirting through as it was kicked downfield, just could not take it with him. And again, out of bounds in front of our commentary position, and they'll do it all over again.
And we know they lost Shannon Motlop in a no-nothing game pretty much last week, and he's suspended for 3 weeks. Won't be playing in the grand final now that they're making it.
12-9 to 3-9, 15 minutes gone, third term. They come away with the ball in the hands of Baden Malkin down towards the half-forward line. Lands inside 50. Nightcliff starting to bait Wanderers here. This is a real test for the Eagles at the moment. Will they respond to it, or will they rise above it? VV hard at the footy. Julian Lockwood closed on him, ran hard at it. Came back VV the other way, and he tried to pick the footy up. It hit his boot and went out of play on the full. He gets up with a smile. Coach is going to take the free kick. VV will tell the umpire where the player has to go.
And he's still, but that's the sort of players umpires like. He might be questioning him, but he's doing it in a nice way.
Kick towards the forward pocket. Grabbed by Nightcliff back there, lands in the hands of Thomas Motlop, kicked around his body out towards the 50-metre line. Adam Tippenwoody under the footy. White got to him and hit him high. Free kick.
Taban.
So the baits you could get baited here, Wanderers. They really need to just ignore it all. All Nightcliff have got to do is try and upset Wanderers.
Great leadership by Lee and Patrick there too. Charlie just telling Tippenwoody just to settle down, go back and have his long kick, which he's done now, and it's bounced it out of bounds for another boundary throw-in.
Taban dumped Aaron Motlop, and I reckon he's hurt his hand. He's just tried to come off here, and he's letting the bench know that he needs to come off. So they've just done a few rotations, so he can't come off, but he's definitely hurt his hand.
Boundary throw-in, one down by Wilson. Erlinson couldn't handle, kick off the ground, goes now towards Taban. He'll go hard at it, but he didn't go as hard at it as Ferreira. In fact, Simon Bates did, who grabbed hold of it, slid over the boundary line, and another boundary throw-in about 70 metres around from the Eagles' goal.
Well, Taban hurt his hand. I reckon Aaron Motlop did as well, and Aaron Motlop has the luxury of being able to come off.
Boundary throw-in again. And ball clearing through there, Nalkin. First little bit of clear space for him tonight. The kick goes to Thurlow. He had to stop and prop. Should have just kept charging at it. Ball on the ground. Thurlow gathers. Handballs to a teammate. Can't pick it up. Motlop soccers off the ground. Definite kicking in danger. And the free kick here will go to Brodie Philo.
Yeah, that was there. He had his hands over the ball as it was kicked off the ground. The umpire's calling it back here. He's gone off around the mark.
So Brodie Philo, who won the Nichols medal. Incidentally, the Nichols medal count is on this weekend. Any players in contention. Not sure if there's any that are actually playing there at the moment. So Brodie Philo with the footy. Will go now down deep into the forward line. It's a good-looking kick. Wants Thurlow. No one went with him. He got up there all by himself, and then when he got there, he lost it. Wanderers with the kick out of defence. Out towards Wilson under the footy. The other big ruckman drops it. Lands on the ground. Philo with the kick. Up and under at the 50-metre line. Mitchell Taylor with the big punch away. Knocks it outside 50. Gathered in out there by Baden Malkin. Goes inside 50. Punched by Wanderers again to the boundary line. It's Leslie Moroney trying to get hold of the footy. Handed out wide here. Wanderers can come out of their back pocket. The rain is actually starting to really pour down here. Handball comes in to give Nightcliff a bit of a chance from a long way out. The shot is going to be long, and the mark taken, dropping back deep in that back pocket by, is that Farrell Nelson?
Yep.
It is. So Farrell Nelson, the ball landing on his chest, took the mark there in front of Brodie Martin. So he's deep in the forward pocket. His team trails 81-27. 12-9 to 3-9. It's a big lead to Wanderers. He can just narrow it by 6 points.
Yeah, the intensity's gone out of Wanderers' game, and Liam Patrick's come off with a hand injury as well that doesn't look good.
So Farrell Nelson starts it out to the right and leaves it out there in the pouring rain. Goes through for a minor score.
And he's already got that hand bandaged up that he's favouring there. And something that looks minor could be major. My cousin was playing in the game last night, and he broke his wrist just in a tackle. 5 minutes left in the game. Unfortunately, they lost to get through to the grand final. But up at emergency, his parents were all last night.
Oh, that's terrible. As Braden McLean delivers one of his poorer kicks of the evening, cut off by Adam Baird inside 50. Not as easy now to have a shot on goal in these wet conditions. Adam Baird left of centre, 45-degree angle. Will have to kick from all of 50, and he hits 50 now. Pops the ball up. It will land in the goal square. Daniel Motlop, beautiful play from him. Got himself in front of the pack and just flicked it over the back for a behind. The Eagles play on immediately, and the umpire says you'll have to bring it back and do that all over again, as the kick, I think, from Brodie Martin went out to Adam Tipperwoody. Tipperwoody's delivered him a task by kicking really poorly. It's gone over the fence and onto the hill.
No spare ball,
and there's no one there and no spare ball. So basically he said to Brodie Martin, in these wet conditions, just jump over that fence and go and get the ball, which he's now doing.
Can I just quickly go to Kieran? Nightcliff have kicked 3 goals, 11 here. Can you remember what the score was they kicked when they beat Southern Districts in the rain?
Yeah, it was 3 goals 13 to 2 goals 7.
Gosh, and here they are now with the rain pouring down again. The difference is here, of course, the opposition have kicked a bigger score against them.
Here we go.
So Wanderers to bring the ball back into play now. In the hands of Brodie Martin. He kicks to himself, mucks it up, leaves it behind. Oh, it's a funny game at the moment. Kick out very, very wide. Big climb out there by Ryan Moo. Got his hands on it, didn't complete the mark. Patrick White under the footy. He had it. They just pickpocketed him, took it off him, pumped it out wide. Here's Brendan Motlop at the back. He didn't get high enough to put his hands on the footy. He's there at ground level. The handball came out by Nightcliff. Kyle Cossack. Wanderers win it though. Bring it back to Adam Tipperwoody on the charge. Can he get it? He's confronted. They blocked him. Umpire says free kick. It's going to go to the Tigers because Adam Tipperwoody was the one holding on, according to the umpire.
Too worried about Jonathan Paris there. Played the man instead of the ball.
Smart play it was by Paris. Wanderers had all the numbers going forward. Paris delivers the ball here to Baden Malkin. Will go with that right foot and go long up towards half forward. Farrell Nelson went up high and up early, and the umpire said it was way too early. The unrealistic attempt is given as a push in the back, and Nook Mansell to take the free kick at left half back, grandstand side. Motions his players to come running towards the wing. Goes with the left boot. Wilson is target, goes to the back of the pack, and a good mark taken back there for the Tigers. They play on immediately. Up into midfield, no mark taken, fall of the ball, Troy Coates. What can he do? Kicks long, target is McCarg, almost takes the mark. Second effort good, regathers possession. Kick on goal, tumbles a punt. No mark taken by the Eagles defence, running hard at it. Farrell Nelson, good tackle. In fact, it wasn't a good tackle, it was laid high. And the umpire was right there to ping Farron James on that. The free kick to be taken there by McLean.
He's had a good game, McLean. Mr. Consistent in the back line.
Very consistent.
Yep. Steady in the back pocket for the Eagles. Key player for them from the back pocket. His kick is good. Outside 50, hands underneath it was Warmington. He wasn't able to complete the mark though. Mansell left it behind. McCarg wins the footy, shrugs the tackle, dribbles the kick inside 50. White hard at it, got his hands to it, lost it. Wanderers come away with it, short kick. And the mark taken here across the half-back line. Just settling down play, Wanderers. It's that steady sort of game at the moment. And the kick up towards the wing. Brenton Motlop underneath it.
Oh, look, he's off.
And off goes number 8, Adam Tippenwoody. He'll go all the way. He'll kick it goal and he'll put it through the middle. That's a great goal. He was terrific.
His third goal of the game, Charlie, and in the wet conditions, he just took off like the Ludjamanu lightning bolt that was running next to him. He had the shepherd from Liam Patrick. And good goal in these conditions. I thought it was going to skid through the point post,
so
but it managed to stay through. Just watch on replay here.
Look at the numbers again.
Yeah, and Aaron, Davin Ferrer with the hand pass out. 2 bounces, Adam Tippenwoody, and slides it into goal. Look how much it just missed that.
He's lucky he kicked it because Cabillo was running through. That's where it should have gone. But he kicked it, who cares? Well done, Adam Tippenwoody.
Won't be that easy next week.
Well, it just might be. He's a terrific player. Wonderful bounce down. Thurlow wins it. Hack off the ground from Wilson for Wanderers. Lands in the arms there of Holt Fitz for the Tigers. Goes back inboard to the middle. Clifton have not seen enough from the Nightcliff midfielder. Goes towards McCarg, who's worked hard this quarter. Couldn't mark it. Bounces up again for a second crack at it. VV takes it away. Clifton takes the mark, keeps on running, feigns the handball to nobody. Long kick. Lockwood's down there. Goes early. Can't take the mark. Isaiah Farrell Nelson just goes towards the boundary with ball in hand. Good pressure from Martin, sees it over. They'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, just a bit fumbly tonight, the small forwards for Tigers.
McCarg's tried hard though, isn't he? He's just worked hard from limited opportunities. Third quarter comes to an end and the Eagles carry on their merry way. 13 goals, 9. They lead the Nightcliff Tigers 3 goals, 11.
Yeah, the Wanderers took their foot off the medal in that quarter, and I think they're just managing themselves through to next week's big grand final against St Mary's. Tigers are still trying hard, but just again not enough ball winners across the ground. And as you said, McCarg is probably presenting and probably their best player out there tonight. There was an incident where Baird had a shot at goal and Troy Coates led twice for him, and when it went through the point post, he really let him know, and that's unlike Troy Coates as well. So the frustration's really coming through. his arm still, and he's carrying around a backpack that's actually got antibiotics going straight into his arm. He's lost probably 15 kilos of muscle mass, if Dominic and I were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So it has really rolled him. I mean, he hasn't played for 6 weeks now, and I guess that's a serious concern. And Michael Mummery, and the same with Nathan Brown, we're in hospital and we're very, very sick.
Well, Mummery was very close to losing his life, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Seb Gillis has now had to be operated on because of a cut in the leg. And I'm no doctor. What is going on? They would have to be very concerned at Nightcliff. 3 players. It has to be, you would think, something in that area.
Yeah.
That'd be my...
Well, they train on the Nightcliff Oval.
Yeah.
But we know how bad that ground gets when there's been a lot of rain. And so Nathan Brown's injuries come, or the blood issue has come not long after the Christmas period where we had all that rain. So that Nightcliff Oval would have been terrible to train on, but that's where they would have been training. I know when I got the girls, and I'll just look for Kieran to make sure that... when I had the girls playing, I used to make sure we had antiseptic soap. And I used to buy cakes and cakes in big bulk packets and give it to all the girls and make sure that after every game we played, that's what they washed. They said, well, we smelled like Dettol. And I said, well, at least you're not going to end up sick.
Yeah.
You just had to... They were the sort of the concerns that I had, because some of the girls did get nasty boils.
Okay. Well, we'd have to talk more about that during the week, I think.
It would have been good, Kieran, if you could have probably tried to get Nathan Brown. I'm sure he would have given an interview, but yeah, it's just terrible for Nightcliff to lose 3 quality players leading up to the finals.
After such a promising season, as we mentioned before, but they were blown out of the water here. Even in the first quarter, they trailed 3-5 to 1-5. They just didn't look as though they were in the game.
And they weren't playing their style of footy, Charlie. Natasha called it very early on in the quarter. They were doing that possession football, the Eagles. They were controlling the tempo of the game, doing it beautifully. Nightcliff didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Just didn't know what to do.
And they were confronted with that dilemma the last time they played Wanderers here, remember? And that early, after they'd led at half-time, and the Wanderers laid it on them early in the second half, and they just couldn't deal with it.
Couldn't do it.
Last quarter about to get underway here. Dominic McCormack to get us through it.
Neil Vivi, he's done it to me again. Looks like he's lining up for the ruck, but he will be a midfielder lining up against Jason Cole. Wilson in the ruck for Wanderers up against Thurlow. The big men have gone at it for most of the night. Thurlow up high, wins it, but as a wet ball, it just comes straight down to him. Tackle laid by Clifton. That is a heavy tackle. Erlinson's feeling every bit of that, and the umpire calls the ball to himself. The other person getting up from the ground gingerly there, Clifton, ball in hand. The umpire will toss it up high again. He does. Thurlow this time shoves Wilson out of the way, wins possession, straight to Bates, dropped it under pressure. He makes a tackle without the player being in possession, and it will come back. I thought to Bates, no, the free kick has gone here to Philo. Tumbles a punt into forward 50. Forwards would have hated that. Terrible kick it was. McCard runs hard at it, took possession, got it to a teammate in white. Now a tackle laid right in front of goal, and it will go to the defensive team in the Eagles. Daniel Wheater to take that at fullback.
The Wheater's little kick just chips it out to McLean, tucked away in the back pocket. Mentioned him before. Steady game from him. Kick good to Thomas Motlop. He's presented on quite a few occasions tonight, Thomas. I wonder if they'll get Marlon Motlop back for the grand final. Here's Thomas from half-back up towards the wing. Ferreira did very well, but he just didn't keep the ball in play.
Yeah, Adam Tippenwood, he just got in his way then, and he tried to trick the umpire, so it was a good call by the umpire. It was out.
So that's almost at the interchange area directly down in front of us, or between the 2 interchange areas. In the old days, they used to have 1 interchange area for both teams. Now they've got 1 each. One of the luxuries of modern footy. Get your own interchange area. Tap down, Wilson pretty good. Ferreira gets knocked out of the contest. Malcolm comes away with the footy. Lost the ball though, but Nightcliff can scramble a kick up towards our half-forward line.
Conditions.
Good mark back there in defence taken by the very talented Braden McLean.
Took it beautifully. Delivers the ball back even further to Wheatra. Now Wheatra kicks long. Patrick White did so well. The kick was going for Taylor. Patrick White hedged his bets, ran forward, then ran back, wins the possession. Toe pokes it towards Coates, who proceeds to trip over it. And the player gathering, Mitchell Taylor, delivers a long bomb downfield towards his captain in Erlinson. Can't take possession. McCarg did beautifully. Got it off there to Ryan Moo. Moo goes backwards and finds Ashley Duncan at centre-half back.
Duncan spears with the left boot. Good pass. Whistle goes. Cole gets the ball on the chest. Got nowhere to go at the moment. Bates stands on the mark and then he loads up. It's a long kick to 50. Clifton down there amongst all of that, comes off hand. Daniel Modlop in the back pocket, kicks on the outside of the right boot towards the boundary line. It rolls close to the boundary line and then goes over. Erlinson there to see it safely over.
No major injury concerns here for Wanderers. Aaron Motlop was back out there, Liam Patrick. That's good news for Wanderers.
Throw in. Furlow went early, kicked off the ground by Clifton, inside 50. Wanderers get across there. Leslie Moroney sends it back down towards the wing. Almost got to Liam Patrick. Handball finished up with Aaron Motlop. He couldn't pick it up. Kick off the ground inside 50 for the Tigers. Clifton got to it. Handball was okay. Gave it off to Philo. Left foot kick up and under. Down towards the forward pocket. A little push out from Daniel Motlop. It's legal, says the umpire. Rolls through for a minor score.
McLean to bring it back into play very quickly. Target was Martin. No mark there to Bowles. Martin just cleans up behind the scenes. Handballs off to Thomas Motlop. His long kick looking out here for Davin Ferreira. Runs at the ball hard. Couldn't take the mark. Tipperwoody now putting pressure on. Under pressure is Jaden Shaw. Tipperwoody gathered. Kicks up inside 50. Bates running towards it. So too Holmer. And Bates just pushed off the ball by Taban, unceremoniously so. Liam Patrick goes in. He's tackled by Taban without the ball and high. No free kick, says the umpire. All legal. Nightcliff run away with it. Kick up now towards White. Through midfield. Has lots of time and space. Kicks long down the corridor. Ball nearly in the goal square. McCarg has possession. Decides to go it alone. Has the shot on goal and goes across the face for 8 behind.
Got decked after his kick to let him know as well that he had teammates on in the corridor. Clifton was one of them. I think it is out there, and he tried to do the impossible and kick it to the goals that were behind him.
So Daniel Motlop now comes out with the kick. It's a driving kick. It's a long one too. Outside 50, lands on the ground. White was there. Julian Lockwood comes away for the Tigers. Drives back at goal from a long way. That's a big kick, Julian Lockwood. He gets the goal. Long time coming, but Nightcliff got their fourth.
Yeah, the forwards worked hard there to lock the ball in. Nightcliff there in these conditions. You can see it's getting even heavier now, the rain. And Nightcliff, I mean, where do they go from here? They'd lost 3 games all season, and they've lost 2 finals games. So they lost the first week, won the second week, and they've lost the third week.
Well, you know, I'd urge him to keep Troy Coates for next year. I think he's got it right. Things didn't work out at the back end of the season, but for the most part, they're as good as any team in the competition.
They've lost 3 key players. Mummery's a young player and an exciting player.
Yep.
Seb Gilhouse has been the weight that he's lost this season, the dominance he's had before he started missing games, and also Nathan Brown.
And Jackson
Starcevic.
So there's 4. Kicking in danger in the middle. We've seen a few of them tonight. Free kick to be taken there by Coates. Gee, it's a poor one by his standards. Cut off well there by Nook Mansell. Dived at it. And a lovely pick-up from Jonathan Peris. Picks up, goes onto the left boot. Shimmied one way, then the other. Got it up towards forward 50. Baird can't handle cleanly. Just tunnel balls it through his legs. Cole goes back in and grabs it. Delivers a handball over the top for Peris. Can he pick it up? He can. He's slung off. Just got boot to ball. Ball goes to Thomas Motlop. He's slung after he got rid of possession and will take the free kick against Jason Cole.
And good discipline there, Thomas Motlop. I think he wanted to go at Jason Cole, but he just thought about it and, no, I've got the free kick. Just go back and take your free kick.
Thomas Motlop now. Daniel's telling him to kick it long, and that's what he's going to do. And Thurlow gets his hands on it, comes off hands and spills over the boundary line for a throw-in.
No, out of bounds on the full, Charlie.
It is out of bounds on the full. In fact, so Thurlow is going to get the free kick.
He's a big, strong man, isn't he?
It's a big fellow.
Big torp.
Goes for the torpedo. Horrible kick. Forwards that just hate that as a kick. Leslie Moroney, on the other hand, thought that was wonderful. Took the mark, and under pressure now from Clifton. Ball comes off the side of the boot. Thurlow just takes the mark as easy as you like. Clunks it. The big hands. This time he doesn't go with the torpedo. Drop punt in the direction of Lockwood, who I thought had taken the mark. Spilled out at the last moment. Goes back in and regathers. Bangs away towards goal. And with no breeze, the ball started on line and then faded to the left. Another behind to the Tigers. 4:15:39. They trail Wanderers 13-9-87. 7.5 gone in the last quarter.
He's looked promising in tonight's game, Julian Lockwood. Just not enough delivery up in the forward line.
Aidan McLean brings it out. Good looking kick 2 to 50. Wanderers on the clean up. Throw it out to kick it out towards the wing. It's a rolling ball out in front of Ferreira. He's got a man to compete with who's going to stay right with him, Braden Nalkin. He overran the footy. Nalkin went back to get it. Tipperwoody was there. Thank you very much. Kicks the goal. He's onto the crumbs. He's had another big night tonight. Adam Tipperwoody.
Number 4, Charlie.
4 goals from him. Super effort.
There's your X factor right there. Not that they needed those 4 goals, but it definitely helped. All started from the back line. The quick kick out by Wanderers, as we just watched on the replay. And Davin Ferreira very impressed with his last couple of footy games for Wanderers, as we spoke about, Dominic.
Been good. I couldn't believe Nightcliff there let the ball get through. They let the ball get behind them and turned it into a race, which to me Wanderers are going to win every time.
That's right.
They let it go through.
And that's what they planned for right from the start. We've seen that the last time they played is let the ball get behind them and they'll back their speed every time.
Ball high up, Thurlow winning it. Cut off initially there by Warmington, now by Nook Mansell. Gets a kick out, hits the chest there for the Tigers of Ash Duncan. He's worked hard tonight on Liam Patrick. Kick sideways, goes there to Jaden Shaw. Shaw goes down the line looking for bowls, comes off his chest, goes to the back of the pack, running hard at it. Baird picks it up nicely in the wet conditions. Goes there to Bowles, who falls over, has to handball backwards, goes to Baird again. Baird just kicks quickly and in hope and kicks out of bounds on the full. A free kick to be taken in the right back pocket by the Eagles. 9.5 gone, Wanderers leading 93-38. Kieran Davis.
I was just looking for him before. Where is he? There he is.
Wind's picking up again. The towel that's on my head to protect the headphones is starting to blow off a bit.
I thought that was you.
He's hiding under a towel. Here's Liam Patrick. Knocked it out cleverly too to Joel Cabillo. Cabillo's handball was okay.
It's holding the ball.
On the back pedal.
Umpire. If that's not prior opportunity, what is?
Was it McLean on the back pedal then? As he was confronted?
And then dropped the ball.
And then dropped it. And no free kick.
2 fend-offs and dropped the ball.
Throw in here. Thurlow stayed out of the contest. Umpire blows the whistle. I think Thurlow's going to get the free kick. He was annoyed with Wilson, and that's putting it mildly. He's kicked a long one up towards Lockwood, who's the only real chance down there to kick a goal for them at the moment, I reckon. Pushed on by the Eagles out there. Brodie Martin playing terrifically well.
Good work.
Handball's terrific. Kick forward there by Holner, out towards the 50-metre line. Wanderers onto the loose ball, inside 50. Clifton barreled and knocked out of the way. Daniel Wheater doing it tough. McCarr gets the footy. He's going backwards as well. Clifton with the don't argue is going to be pinged. Through the arm out. He's thrown his weight around tonight, Ben Clifton. Haven't seen this side of him this season. The man we called the ghost because we thought he looked a little bit like...
Daniel's got up. Daniel Motlock's got the free kick. He's got up and stood the mark.
Here it is. It's just that forearm brush off.
Oh, wow.
That's a free kick any day, really. So Eagles now from the back pocket can kick it out towards the boundary line and punched away and out of play.
Good defensive work by McCarg.
14-9 to 4-14. Had they kicked straight, Nightcliff, it could have just easily been 14-9 to 14-4.
The Wanderers have only kicked the 3 goals from half-time, but as I said, they've taken the pedal off the metal.
Good, wonderful ruck roving work there by Troy Coates. Read it beautifully, kicked inside 50. No one can pick it up cleanly. That was placing the ball on the ground. Umpire, how about that? Good tackle coming in there from Lockwood. Tigers forwards really putting in some pressure here. Cale Cossack delivered the ball to Cole. Cole got it away to Philo. Philo handball to Clifton. Beautifully read there by Daniel Motlop. He's gone to ground, nothing in it at all. The ball come down to VV. VV gets it off to Holmer, who was taken high there by Paris. And VV just laughs at him and said, what did you give that silly free kick away for? Holmer to take it.
Daniel's remonstrating, but you're right, there was nothing in that.
Nothing in that at all. Holmer to take the free kick there at centre wing. 12 minutes gone in this last quarter. Wanderers leading 93-38.
Jackson Holner kicked a goal in the second term. Runs to the man on the mark and then thumps it long. VV at the back, got high to the footy. Landed there for Liam Patrick. He got half a kick away. Ferreira's a bit of a chance here. High tackle from him. Crude tackle. Free kick to the Tigers in defence.
And Patrick Taban here with Aaron Motlop, I think.
Those two have been having a little...
Oh, and he's given it to Natasha. You called it.
Yep, so he's reversed the free kick here. Davin Ferreira is going to get the free kick, and like Taban's marking the spot, but it's gone downfield. we say about players not knowing the rules, you should know.
And VV's gone in and tapped him on the head. Taban's given him a few to go on with.
Wanderers should not get baited here.
Oh, that's right.
Absolutely shouldn't get baited.
Neil Vive's pointing at his chin.
And I can tell you, Liam Patrick has just told Neil Vive to go away and stay out of it. Good sense. Kick for goal here, Davin Ferreira says, thank you very much. Eagles can point to the scoreboard if they like, but they've been dominant tonight. Absolute dominant performance from them.
His first goal tonight, Davin Ferreira, but a dominant player, and Wanderers will be looking for him next week. He played an awesome game on Iggy Vallejo during the week on Tuesday, that unfortunate game, but he definitely could hold his head high as we watch on the replay here. Ferreira was the one that gave away the free kick here. High tackle, helps the player up, no malice in it. And Taban, you just see on the film here, 26, just goes to Aaron Motlop. Aaron Motlop goes running at him again.
Took a dive.
Yeah, just probably not much in that.
He had two goes at him though.
We've got a few Hollywood Grammys happening here.
Oh, yes. Motlop's a starring. Thurlow, straight down to Philo, couldn't handle. VV goes back in again, hands and knees. The Hoover, as Charlie King's called him this evening. He's still going for it. He's still bulldozing his way through. They've got him collared here, though. And the umpire says, I will have it. He's a bit fortunate, Neil VV, in control of the ball for some time.
Well, we could see him holding it here from where we sit.
Oh, we can't see anything, Natasha.
It's getting a bit foggy, I must admit, before.
Knocked down to Justin Smart, kicks it inside 50, going high for it down there with Jackson. Holmer's got one goal to his name today.
Well done.
Ferreira onto the footy, goes with the right foot, kicks it around his body. Thank you very much. That's a great goal. Look at him celebrate. He has been fantastic tonight. Davin Ferreira, take a bow.
He has, Charlie, and a magical player as well. He's got silky skills. Unfortunate not to get drafted a couple of seasons ago, where he sat out, I think, Wanderers' final series in the hope that he would get drafted. Went down to the SAFL, was playing down there with Nicky Yaron and a few others.
And he's grown in size since those times as well. He's a very strong, powerful player. There was no greater example of that than Tuesday night when he outbodied Iggy Vallejo and took a great mark.
Yes.
And here he is, playing in the wet weather, good calm football, and kicking 2 goals in a minute.
And a few of the Wanderers players have bulked up. We were talking about Simon Bates as well, the muscle that he's put on. Neil VV isn't just the beanpole that he was. He's worked on his body as well.
Ball in the middle, Lockwood wins it down, tries to toe poke it off the ground, loses to Warmington initially. Now it comes out wide. Smart gathers, slips over in the rain, tackled. Cole runs hard at it. He's pushed over. Play on, says the umpire. Warmington at it again. Can't pick it up cleanly. Just keeps the ball in front of him and taps it over the boundary line. Good play all round there from the Eagles. They've just got this game totally in control.
Yeah, they don't have to do too much from here on. Probably about 10 minutes left in the game.
16-9 to 4-14. Wanderers have been in charge from early in that second term, although they did lead at quarter time. Clifton got the handball away to Coates. Coates looking for it again. It didn't come back to him. Cole went in to look for it. He couldn't get it. Spillage to the middle of the ground, rolls into the centre circle. Wanderers come out hard for it. Handball was pretty good to Tip and Woody. Takes a bounce, lost it, kicked it on out in front of him again inside 50. Ball stays there for Wanderers to pick it up. Davin Ferreira gave it back to Tip and Woody. He went to ground and lost his footing. No free kicks paid in any of this. Picked up there by Holner. And coming out of the danger area, Ryan Moo just backs out of it, chips it up to the centre of ground and gives it off there to Julian Lockwood.
Mark taken well, kicks out wide now looking for Bowles, takes the mark on the chest in front of Bates, just keeps wheeling around as Bowles, pops the kick out in front of Brodie Philo, takes the mark on the chest.
Too quiet tonight, Brodie Philo.
Oh, exceptionally quiet for a player of his skills and quality. Kicks long into forward 50, target down there, Thurlow, comes off the back of the pack, Clifton runs towards goals, couldn't soccer it off the ground cleanly. Wanderers defence through Maroney. Kick it back out and Clifton takes the mark. It was Patrick White down there initially, but Clifton now taking the mark outside 50. Too far out to score. Kicks long, down towards the goal square. No mark, back of the pack. Trying to get the ball away there. McCarg, stolen away here by Holmer, I think it might be, and he pops it onto the chest of Jared Erlinson, who just holds it up in the right back pocket.
Erlinson just goes across field, gives it to Vivi at the true centre half back, or just backward of, and then he looks out to his left and he can go out wide, put the ball out there. Just trying to work out what they can do now. They're going to just milk the clock here. We've gone to 18 minutes. They don't have to hurry with anything. Finish up with Joel Cabillo. Then Vivi. And kick up the middle. Simon Bates runs to the footy. Bates kicks it off the ground. Tries to get it down towards the forward line.
Clever.
Tippin Woody with the kick. It's a long one. Smart, a bit of a chance here. He kept his footing. He still kept his footing. He's going to get around one way to the other. Gives it off to Tippin Woody. Tippin Woody goes for goal. Misses to the near side. He can't believe it. He could have had 5.
He had Drugamola on in the corridor there that's let him know. He's got a little bit too goal hungry there, Charlie. Should have passed it off to his teammate.
That's right. When you got 4, you really wouldn't mind 5.
Tigers through Bowles. The kick out towards Holt Fitz, controlling it close to the boundary line, confronted there by Daniel Motlop, who just gets a touch on the ball and does very well to put it out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
Do you know he's perfected that, Dominic? I've noticed over the last few weeks. He'll knock the ball out of the hand of the player.
Who's that?
Daniel
Motlop.
Daniel Motlop,
Instead of trying to tackle the play, he knocks the ball free. He did it again then. He did it perfectly.
Because he knows he's got the numbers around the ball as well. Just watching.
We've got a player down in the goal square here for the Tigers. So just checking to see whether that's what the umpires have steady play down here for, or whether...
Yeah, and Bowles are actually really concerned too.
Not sure. Who do you think it is?
No, they've called for the stretcher here.
It's a leg, is it?
They've called for the stretcher, and it's Jaden Shaw.
I thought it was Shaw.
Just watch here.
Oh, he's been taken high in a front-on contact tackle with Drogamuller, I think.
Yeah, Drogamuller. And I was just before that, just before this contest here, I was just thinking, okay, so next week, and they've just played on, why he's still there in the goal square. I don't get that. They called for the stretcher.
And then he said no, and they've taken him off.
And the ball's just come within the vicinity of him. Okay.
Taking it back, he walked back through the goals and
do you think
out of play, so he's definitely out of the game now.
Do you think Drogamola's got to worry during the week? Because I was just saying the only person that would go out at this side would probably be Brenton Motlop, be replaced by another Motlop in Marlin.
Well, I'm not sure he's got a case to answer for in any of that. Didn't look as though...
was front on and high.
Yeah, I suppose.
Ruck contest, ball hit forward to the advantage again of the Eagles, but cut off now by Moo. Goes to Lockwood, nice little kick to White. Nightcliff looking to extricate themselves, but they've struggled doing that all night. White goes long, down the scoreboard wing, target Thurlow, got 2 grabs at it, couldn't pick it up. Coming through strongly was Farrell Nelson, tried to paddle the ball away, Cole's in there too. Held up by Warmington for the Eagles, and the umpire will take it and ball it up there at centre wing. 21 minutes gone in this last quarter. Wanderers 16-11, 107. Nightcliff 4-14, 38.
Tap down to Aaron Motlop. He got the handball away to Nook Mansell. Went down to 50 with the kick. Diving at the footy, or Jackson Holner rather. Not diving at it. He got to it and then went down on his knees. Now he's got up and he's pumped it to the top of the goal square. It's a good looking kick. Daniel Motlop takes the mark. There's a Nightcliff player lying on the ground, which is often the case when Daniel comes out trying to get to the footy. But he's oblivious to it all, Daniel Motlop. He just wants to go back and have a shot. Directly out in front.
And Taban has gone and knocked over one of the Wanderers players that's trying to do up his shoe, and Thomas Motlop.
Daniel has a look over his shoulder. Should I get involved? No, he thinks probably not.
The umpire, whose kick is it? The umpires are a bit confused. The other umpire saying, well, it's your kick, mate. Go back and kick it.
So Daniel Motlop hasn't kicked a goal tonight. Well, he has now from directly out in front. He's been good. His work's been good tonight, Daniel Motlop. Look at him come around him. He gets the hugs of his teammates. He kicks an important goal.
He just his talk and his leadership around the ground. He can do a few things that are real silly as well. But as long as he does the leadership things, he's good quality on the field.
Down to Kieran Davis.
Yeah, Jaden Shaw has headed into the room with his left arm in a sling.
Yeah, I'd say that he got him on the collarbone. He's got him high. Collarbone, shoulder. Anyway, we'll leave that up to the tribunal and see what they think on the video replay.
And there's been good players all over the ground for Wanderers, but he's been one of their better ones, Strogamola.
And from a size perspective, he'd be important for next week too.
Strong,
Strogamola, centre half forward. Ball back in the middle, 113, place 38. Who would have thought? Thurlow wins it, straight down to VV. The Hoovers hoovered it up again, lost it in the tackle. Clifton goes in, so too Baird, who's been pretty good in the second half, kicks it up towards centre half forward. Cole came through, couldn't handle. Thomas Motlop did initially. Loses it to Coates. Coates on the left boot down towards Lockwood, who just taps it to himself. Couldn't get it on the second bite. McCarg kicks that goal, and it goes through for a point. Gee, they've struggled, Natasha, in that forward line, haven't they? They just struggle so much tonight.
Yeah, Jackson Starcevich is a big out for them. When Seb Gilhouse goes and rests, he goes down to the forward line as well. But apart from that, McCarg and Julian Lockwood have really tried, but they haven't had anyone else to help them. Their small forwards have done absolutely nothing tonight.
So this kick is going to be long to the 50-metre line. Clifton at the back, jumped high. The mark was already paid. The Eagles have it across their half-back line. Look at that score line, 113 to 39. This is Warmington's kick up towards Adam Tippenwoody at 50. Whistle's gone, it's got to come back, does it? No, he's just going to go back with it. So the Eagles are going to just play around with it for a little while. He gave it to VV, and VV goes short again. So it's just Keepy's off at the moment. They know the clock's at 25, almost 25 minutes. Brenton Motlop gets it on the wing, jabs it with the left boot, just keep it in the field of play momentarily, and then it rolls out of play.
And Brenton's Motlop, we seen that Daniel Wheatra come in when Brenton Motlop broke his leg that season, and that made a spot for Daniel Wheatra, and hasn't he lived to that spot ever since?
He has indeed been a superb player from the boundary throw-in. Philo bursting away after taking possession. Lovely kick to McCarg. Just have not seen enough of that. McCarg, an untidy kick into forward 50. Lockwood goes high and hard at it. High and hard. Ferreira just charged through after no mark was taken. Martin comes through, palms off. White goes back to Aaron Motlop. He's got a little bit of a chance there to fumble. Lockwood trying to chase after him, but Aaron Motlop has heaps of time and will go back to the Hoover in Neil Vevey in the back pocket. He has played some sort of game, Neil Vevey. He has been outstanding.
He does every week, and when he plays as a tall midfield player, you know, pinches out in the ruck as well, but he's just so agile around the ground. And as I said, he loves his football, and you can tell.
Liam Patrick saying, come on, all you guys behind me, run forward so I can chip it over the top. And he does. And the siren brings it to an end. And Wanderers are on their way to a grand final. The Tigers, it is sorry time again.
Yeah, they'll have to look to next season, and let's hope that Troy Coates does stay there. He's done a wonderful job with Tigers this season, but unfortunately in the final series they just weren't able to come. Last week has taken a toll with the rain and the conditions that they played in. Had a few big outs as well leading into the final series, but all credit to Wanderers after the turmoil they had this week, and to have a 4-day break with the game on Tuesday, and have to not forfeit the game, but retire the game on at the 3/4 time. It's a wonderful effort, and I'm really looking forward to next week's game.
So the Eagles victorious here tonight, 17-11 to 4-15.
Boys and sing along with me. We are the Eagles on the road to victory. All for